Child, listen, that we invented that. Shut up and ride show, y'all. Three's a crowd. We were we were in the topic of talking about how we should plan this all out. And John was saying, "Hey, we just do it. Hey, that's my motto.
Right.
Stop overthinking, just do it."
Keep it authentic as possible.
Oh, it's some authenticism.
But hey,
Hey,
this is
I'm
this,
Chantel.
and I'm John,
And I'm Cindy.
and we're the Shut Up and Ride Show, Three's a Crowd podcast.
That's right.
Just having fun
Talk about all kinds of stuff.
Casting pods.
and pods and casting. But hey, this is
Cindy
an
like-
outside edition, y'all. We in the night, you know what I mean?
That's
Might
right.
be running a little late, but it's 6 o'clock on the West Coast, so hey, that's where we
Hey,
at.
we on time.
Hey, we on time.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Hey,
It's
somewhere.
graduation.
That's
Hey,
right. We're in the
Kids.
congratulations, congratulations
Hey.
and graduation season.
Class of 2025 all across the world. Congratulations,
That's
kids.
And today is last day of school in
Yes.
Orange County, Florida. In Orlando.
In Seminole County too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Last day.
Lord have mercy. What am I going to do with them children?
Hey, they gonna figure it out. You ain't gonna sleep
They
in this bed all day.
They're gonna
Nope.
spend most of their time dodging you.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
mad.
all
And I
hers.
kept telling them, you guys better, I'm going to choose a summer camp for y'all, or you let me know what you want to do for the summer.
Right,
Nobody ain't saying nothing, so I guess they're leaving it up to me.
right.
Yeah. One thing kids don't want to do a lot. They be like, oh, okay. Most people want to just follow the leader.
Yeah.
And all I can say is make sure you find you a good leader. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But
If you-
become that leader.
And certainly often the students can surpass the teacher.
Right.
Because if you know,
Let's go.
if I teach you something and you're 12, I'm 50. Certainly by the time you're 24, you should know everything I knew at that moment, which already makes you wealthier with just knowledge. So
Right.
that ought to turn into some dollars for
So,
you. If not, you missed out. I was right there in your presence. You should have asked me.
right. They come up amongst greatness.
Hey, listen, and if I don't know, we can find out together.
Definitely.
What y'all do today?
Oh man, I turned back in the loaner bike,
Yeah.
but it was good. It was really good while I had it. I got a newfound respect for street glides.
Yeah.
Street glide. So the difference in street glide, the mosquitoes getting you?
No, I'm looking for my speaker. That
Oh.
great speaker. That's selling it.
It was right there. Cindy, man, it's right there.
Right where? Oh, I knew that. I was testing your ass.
Listen, okay, the titties in the way, stomach was in the way or something. Testing. I passed the test. He failed. But
Anywho, street gliders.
street glide. Yeah, I got a new phone for street glide. Harley Davidson, 25. Laura, give a shout out to Eagle Riders over there in Orlando. Put me up with a nice bike. Only thing I didn't like about it because my bike's a road glide, so it's the fixed fairing, and with the street glide, it's not fixed, so it moves with the bike
Right.
and with the handlebars, and so it only time when I got up to like 90, 95, and I'm going past semis, it's shaped like that.
Turbulence.
Yeah.
That's that.
And I gotta hold it to go like that. And I gotta use with a road glide. I don't have to worry about that. I don't get none of that shake. And it goes. It feels like it's digging into the road. The more, the faster you go, the more it's just.
That's that racket pain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
That's
so
a good thing.
yeah. I mean, trust me. That's the difference between road and street.
Right.
Street is for your local. You're going. You're in
Right.
restaurants. You're just with the crew. But if you plan on hitting some state lines, road glide is your smooth. It is what it's called.
I was telling my homegirl Venus about you the other night. You know, she's on former military and she was an avid rider. You know what I'm saying? And,
Okay.
I tell her, well, you know, my girls did 48 states twice. You know,
Oh,
because
3 times.
yeah,
4 times.
yeah, because her youngest boy will be graduating high school next year.
Okay.
So, you know, she'll be getting a bike back.
Tell
to
her,
the
come
house.
on.
That's what I told her. I said, come on, girl.
Hey,
Glad
July,
come
when
on
you
with
ready? You ready to go?
I ain't getting no
I get on the 3-wheeler, like I say, you know, if I can get them to give me a 3-wheeler, I definitely get pull that
No,
back.
I'll be riding behind y'all
Yeah,
with my sunroof down. That's it.
there you go.
That's as much as I'm getting up for it.
What did you say?
I'm gonna ride behind y'all with my sunroof down.
Hey, no
They got
problem.
no bike.
Sound
Right,
good.
right.
Hey, listen, I ain't mad. If you don't find your head turning every time you see a bike or hear a bike, it might not be for you. Although with Cindy, I'm certain if I, she don't like a lot of folk, but if I introduce her to somebody that got a bike, okay, I like bikes. Stop.
Always trying to introduce you to somebody.
You know, remember that red bike? Ooh,
See,
I took a really nice picture on that.
see
red
them bikes
bike.
be sexy.
Hot. It
Be
was
like
really
you're talking
hot.
about your tractor. See that motorcycle?
Right, right.
It was a nice bike. I mean, I haven't even posted it on social media.
You felt like, oh, if I do this, something gonna happen.
I should post it, right?
Post it.
Post.
It's kind of racy looking. Sexy. No, I
Yeah,
think it's
sexy.
Not racy. Sexy.
Right,
Sexy.
What you
Dark
think
on it.
about race?
Racy would be like me exposing body parts.
Right.
And
Well,
none
that's
of
how that. But now we know how that bike make you feel. You done said something. Talking about what you want to what you what? Don't make me do that. What you talking about, Cindy? That bike said something.
right.
And it was red.
Right, I know.
That's your favorite color?
No, it's the racy color.
Racy.
So if she wear red, she trying to say something.
Kind of like the lips.
I think that's from way when.
I think that's, yeah, right over the head.
That's the residue.
Hey, what do I know?
Yeah, it's
What
all
do
right.
I know?
Hey, we know men are from Mars.
Women are supposed to be from Venus.
Yeah, I'm from all that. Then some.
I don't know.
The one we tell y'all about is Venus.
I think I'm a citizen of the universe.
I was about
Yeah.
to say, some act like they from the black hole orbit. Hey, let me be
How you
quiet.
doing? Hey, listen, them two. Only reason we let y'all go to Mars because we was there already.
Is that right? I like to get on nerve.
Yeah, all that.
We let them think that they discovered it first, right?
Like y'all think this Earth. That's what we just got y'all thinking, Yeah, that's what it is. That's the ticket. But this weekend was a nice fun. We could say Wednesday. I can't believe Wednesday. That's right. It was Memorial Day. So Memorial Day, giving honor and celebrating the ones who died in service. So that was a great day. Had some things happening, and far as when I was out on the road, a lot of great things was going on, and people are really having a lot of Memorial Day parades. I've seen more Memorial Day parades lately than I ever have.
Yeah.
So it gets you thinking that hey, people are, that empathy that we think lacks in terms of history. At least it's good to know it can be done, and we keep pushing for the equality that each person needs, and then we'll get it.
How's your Juneteenth planning going?
Well, in fact, I just this is what I figured I was going to do. Instead of doing any street closure and paying the city for any, we're going to do a noise permit, and we're going to ask for permit for the tent to go up
Okay.
for that weekend, which is on our property, and we'll get the noise permit and we'll play music. Juneteenth, from Thursday, Friday, have it a whole Juneteenth breakfast and brunch, and really around the African diaspora, really cater that breakfast and brunch, and hopefully we can get people to come out.
That's a
Do
Thursday,
some,
right?
yeah, it's on Thursday, but I think we'll certainly host theme different, even maybe have a panel. I would love to have a panel, maybe a Sunday something. Who knows,
Let's do it. That's fun.
What? That you mean that June?
The Juneteenth weekend, which is
We get a couple of young
Thursday.
voices up there too, because I saw something that was created by a little brother earlier today that was shown to me. I love it.
okay.
Mom is gotta get. He kind
Is
of
he
got
local?
mom scared.
22nd.
Kind of got mom scared, but hey, I'm like, don't dim that little brother's light.
Is
You
he
ever show
local?
your boys cartoon? Yes, her boy.
Okay.
Aiden. She
Oh,
showed me something he
Aiden.
did on YouTube. And it's awesome.
You
Okay.
think
You
it's
know,
awesome? I
it's
think it's
awesome.
just like this is what my child is doing.
Hey, like I
Hey,
say,
let's maybe have it host. Maybe have one of the kids host Juneteenth teen summit.
the young man seems very aware.
You don't even get it. I don't even get it either.
No, he's
It's
saying,
just,
"What the fuck is a Columbus?" You know what I'm saying? You know,
what
get
the
out of
F
that
is a
bullshit.
Columbus?
Right. You know what
Mm,
you're talking about. You
Columbus.
ain't discovered
He
shit. You know what I'm
discovered,
saying?
right?
Right. The fuck is that? That's from a young teenager. You know what I'm saying? We need our young
Yeah,
warriors
you
to come
gotta
up like
speak
that.
truth and
You know what
not
I'm
be
saying? Right.
ashamed.
Not be afraid, and
Right.
don't
I think I
please
gotta
don't
play
dim
it
us
for
right.
them. No,
You
I'm
know?
not dimming them down.
Right.
I mean, I want him to just keep
Just make sure he put the
Yeah.
label on the video he put
Yeah.
out there. That way they can't,
What
say
label?
the explicit. You
my
got the
child.
American Eagle, you got the American
He
flag,
got
you got
everything
the
in there. So
right.
he's sending the
In
message
30 seconds.
in 30
Your
seconds.
brother put that powerful message in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, we need more of that.
Is it that and listen, that's grace you to you, an
Yeah,
honor to
tribute to
you,
his
mom,
parents. Right. Both
because
parents.
the fact that he can be a voice, he can be
Yeah,
his own voice.
definitely.
How many times I know I have been taught to be seen, not heard, as a child with growing up with parents who were raised by parents that, hey, you got to sit here, you can't do
Right.
this, you can't do that,
Don't
you
want to
can't
see
do
you
that.
get hurt.
we want we want to make sure if we do, they were afraid
Like in a
they
mental
would murder.
straitjacket.
Yeah, but they were afraid they would kill us,
Right.
and so they raised us out of fear,
Mhm.
which end up would be abuse today, but it was what they needed, what they had to do. They felt in order
Right.
to
Protect.
keep us going,
Right.
keep our keep our lifeline, our bloodline, you know. And so, and there are some that, hey, no matter what, let me speak truth, and we need that too. And so the fact that for you and it take a generation, um, one, because here it is, your son, to hey, and not all your three kids. It may only be one to have it like that, or it may be all three. Who knows? But
Alan does his YouTube channel. He makes like
okay,
and he has
there you go.
quite a few
That's useful
thousand
too.
followers.
Right. That's useful.
Hey, maybe
Right.
he'll put some beats to his brother
Right.
where has his poetic, how he's drawing his cartoon.
What the
fuck Right.
is Columbus?
And
Like
Kaya used to have
You about to get that truck.
I don't know,
You got it.
What you
Nope, you got it.
I think he got it.
Yeah.
He gonna
Yeah.
have to come out again.
Yeah, come on out. Come on.
He gonna
You
come
had
out
it.
again.
Because
You had it,
Nah,
dude.
he ain't got it. He
No,
ain't got it. He
that
ain't got
body.
it.
That dude is not from the inner city.
Let's see. Does he have dents on his vehicle? So you know he's a
There you
shitty
go.
driver.
Right. All that space.
Dude,
Heard.
you should have had it the first
Right.
He
time.
did. I thought he would have.
Nope, he still ain't got it. Still ain't got it.
No, he good right now. He ain't got to come back
We
out.
watched the parallel
Just got to
park,
pull
y'all.
up and back. Right. We checking out the parallel parking.
And the
Oh
people.
man, I had posted an article. This gentleman was teaching his 16-year-old daughter how to drive,
Mhm.
and I guess he gave her the wheel in the parking lot. This out in California, and unfortunately, the young lady I guess got the pedal and the brake confused, took them over a 40-foot cliff.
Oh my God.
Killed dad, and she's in critical condition.
Oh
I'm
no.
like, man, that was a terrible story to read about.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
I'm like, but hey, it's crazy, man.
No,
Teaching that
she's
child how to
okay.
drive. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm praying for her physical and mental recovery because she got to live with that.
Yeah.
That's terrible. 16 years old. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
you got those parents. That's what parents do.
Mhm.
They'll give their life to teach their child right. You know what I'm saying?
I've been procrastinating to teach Aiden how to drive because license, but I got two that I need to teach to drive.
Yeah.
Kaya and Eden.
They should have put driving when you hit 16. Get
Yeah,
that
no, Kaya
permit.
she's taking what you call it, driver's ed through
Yeah.
the school. They
Shoot, I've
all
been
did it through
driving
school.
since I was like 8.
Yeah.
I mean,
Impossible.
well, listen,
No,
I'm from Panama City, Florida. Live with them dirt roads. We had 3-wheelers, we had go
I
karts,
was
we
about to
had,
say, a lot of these
you
summer
know,
kids learn on tractors and shit.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
whether it's a tractor, it was a riding lawnmower, it was, at the time they weren't golf carts, but June buggies, whatever.
Right.
You know how to, it was you needed to go somewhere, and of course the store was miles and miles
Right.
away. You could walk, but most time if you got up late, or your mama needed you to do something, hurry up and take my car. And if you get caught, tell them you stole it. I don't know
Right.
nothing about it. And so that's how we did. We just so like I said, I remember stealing the car plenty of times, backing up on it, riding all the way across town, 15 miles,
Right.
go party for an hour, come back in because all our cars loud. We ain't had no. We listen. I get in there, get up the hill, turn it off, let it roll back, and then when it roll back, then I push it back the rest of the way.
That's too much damn.
Listen, no, it wasn't. Shoot, that wasn't nothing to
Enough
get
for
out
what
with
you
your
did.
friends, and you in the car, and you picked
Right.
up your other friends because your mama.
Right.
Yeah, they think you got it like that.
Stole
When
some shit.
right, it's like
Yeah, that
man,
reminds me of this kid. I was, like I said, I used to do some teacher aid transfer in the classrooms out in Arkansas. This little boy, they had their little week summer break. He come back summer school. Actually, what he did, he said, we did a little this, and that. We went mudding. I'm like, what's mudding? Mr. John, you don't know what mudding is? I'm like, that's
Mud
where they
is
go
riding
cheaping through the
Yeah.
through the mud and shit. Just
yes, in
kicking
the
up dirt
truck,
and shit,
car,
right? Trucks, whatever.
anything,
Right.
mud,
He
get
said,
mud
that's the greatest
everywhere.
thing ever.
In Trinidad,
Can't see nothing.
we just take our shoes off and go in the backyard. That's money.
Yeah.
Right. No, this
So,
kid, he's talking about go
Matter of fact, we only had we had our church shoes, play shoes, and school shoes. Most time I grew out of the play shoes because they was too ugly for the school shoes, so I grew out of them. Now they became play shoes.
Right.
So barefoot was the way.
I remember my mother bought us all like new slippers, like really nice. You know those jelly slippers?
Yeah.
And how about we went all of us went in the backyard playing and stuff. And my foot got stuck in the mud. It was like almost like quicksand. That shit went all the way down. My shoes I came back with one side.
Oh, I know your
Same
mama.
day, brand new.
Did you find the shoe ever?
No,
Yeah.
it was gone. It was gone.
Your mama tell you butt up?
You know what? I don't
She
even
did.
remember.
She
That's
told your
another
butt
good
up
one.
so
Yeah, right. That was a good one.
Right, that was that one.
That
That
was a good one. I don't even
That was one of
remember.
the
20 minutes later. Your ass slept good.
I
That
was about
was
to say, that's what the man from you take a nap on. You wake up feeling great. Hey,
No.
mama, what you need me to
She was an understanding mom. Like
shit. Not that damn money.
she
I wasn't
she
understanding.
wouldn't beat me for that. She
I guess.
wouldn't get a spanking for that.
do? Right.
You get a spanking if you did something to either hurt someone,
I
you
guess.
know, or
But
destroy
jeopardize
something.
yourself,
Those are kinds of things. She would spank us for.
Yeah, my mom was different. My mom was
Right.
young,
Right.
young, and
She was learning as she went along.
listen, had me, I think 16, 15.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, she was
you know,
maybe herself.
yeah,
Yeah.
she, oh yeah, you don't do that. But that's how some mothers are today. What I heard recently on the news, and it's just, because sometimes some of these parents are not teaching out of fear. Um, they're not raising their kids out of fear. In fact, they're not raising them at all.
Yes,
It's the
instinctive.
TV and everything else around them are what they look up to. And so here it is now, you're a young mom or dad, and you don't know enough. I hearing about the young boys or girls killing the kids,
Yeah.
hitting them,
Yeah.
and because of the
Beating them
crime.
down, throwing them across the room.
Yeah.
Because they peed on themselves or some shit like that.
Right.
All types of. I mean,
Just
but
because
this is
they-
nothing. Chantel, let
Yeah.
me tell you, this is nothing new.
I
You
know
what
it's
mean?
nothing new.
When I used to read some of those case files on the kids when I first started counseling, man, like I said, I started with the penitentiary.
Yeah.
You know, and people always talk about, well, I done seen it. You ain't gonna never see it all. You know what I'm saying? When I got to reading the
You don't
files,
wanna
I
see
could
it all.
not believe what people was doing to their own children. You know, his daddy did this, his mama did this. I'm like, come on, man. You got to be kidding. Then that'll make me look at that child a lot different, have a little more patience with him, a little more empathy with him, because I know he just don't know. That's when I realized you cannot display what you don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I've never seen it.
Right.
Didn't know.
They just don't know, so they can't display.
And they
it,
think
you know?
something more so wrong with them because
And it's
they
not.
can't adjust or, okay, why won't this? I remember feeling when my third child, same, and when he would cry so much, I thought something was wrong. I thought he was gonna die. Because when I tell you, he would only time he wouldn't cry when I was feeding him, and if he went to sleep. And most of the time he cried himself to sleep. So I was a young mom, but I had a husband that was older, so he knew a whole lot more.
Right.
But man, had I not, I remember feeling, um, what was the feeling I got? Because I had him. I remember not sleeping all night, trying to calm him down, patting him, rubbing him, trying to put everything and all night. And he happened to come home, and he said, "Hey, is he changed?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, he is." And I'm crying too. He says, "Is he fed?" I said, "Yeah, I did it." Okay, put him down. Let him cry. And I go, I did let him cry, but he cried so much his eyes were swollen. So I just picked him up because he been crying. Let him cry. And I go, but he let him cry. As long as these things can't hurt himself. And when I tell you, and I was like, but leave the door open. He said, well, you can close it. As long as you can hear him, he's fine.
Right.
He ain't in there in the crib. He can't
Right.
strangle himself in and man, that was the best information he gave me.
Yeah, you did all you could do.
Because,
You know.
and I became not a slave. Because my mental, when I tell you, it could drive you crazy.
Yeah.
And
all the
can I
holding and
fathom-
rocking them didn't stop him from crying. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So,
nothing stopped. And all of a sudden, 6 months later, the boy started talking.
Right.
He didn't cry. He didn't go gaga goo goo. He was like, family.
Right.
Hey,
right,
family.
Right. Where the hell is my meal,
Right.
mama?
Hey, we got food today.
Right.
We're like,
I don't want that damn bottle.
he
Like
would
my
correct me
nephew
on how to say
Antonio.
his name.
Hey, man, my nephew Antonio, that kid stayed with me. You know, in the back seat, in this damn baby seat, throwing bottles out the window. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was like, all right.
Yeah.
He threw that last bottle out the window. Tell him, Mom, don't get him no more bottles. He don't want no bottle. And this kid wasn't even a year old yet. You know?
Yeah.
Get him a cup. Get him a damn cup. He want
Yeah.
a cup like everybody else.
Yeah.
He'll look at me, throw the counter. It was a couple of times I forgot to strap his baby seat in. So when I hit the turn, he gonna tip it over. He looking at me like, nigga, what the hell wrong with you? Antonio,
How many
man.
times we gonna do this?
Right.
That's the way I
That
feel
boy.
about Lima's baby. She walking through. First, her mother walked through my room today, and I'm like, well, hey, and she was like, oh, hey, and I looked at the cop and I go, how she just gonna walk through my room and talk about, hey, like this ain't my, and then here come her daughter talking about, hey, grandma, and I said, now this one, and it's about, bye, grandma, I'm going to the store. I said, you going to the what?
Yeah, she talking big time now.
Yeah, I'm going to the store, grandma, bye. I said, hey, you gotta come give me a hug. No, I gotta go. Mama gonna leave me. And then ran out. Too. But she had a butt she had a spank on her butt this morning because she told her mother, I don't want no cereal, I want lemonade. And her mother said, no, you gotta eat cereal. And she pushed it off until she knocked it on the floor. Oh no.
Right.
But she told
I
want
told
lemonade.
you I didn't want it. You know?
Right.
Yeah, I gotta put it on the floor for you to get what I'm saying. Yeah, mama.
and
Let's leave it like
Lima like
cleaning milk mess is not easy
no.
because if you don't get it all, that shit will stink.
yes.
Yeah, It's
all on the
smell it
wall.
spoiled
I
right.
was just
huh?
like,
Mm.
okay,
You ever drop milk in your car?
child, yeah, I can run and dress coffee, mac and cheese, fish, collard green juice,
No.
Breast
barbecue.
milk gets spoiled too.
Coffee.
Not yeah,
Or hot chocolate.
not like say it'll curl a little. It will just float up. It'll separate. It don't stink like that, but then again, depending on what you eat. You eat cabbage, yeah, it's gonna
Can you
stink.
put breast milk on your milk?
Yeah, man, I done made some of the flakiest biscuit. Shoot. Listen,
Did you serve them at your
yes.
restaurant?
Listen,
Motherfuckers
people
was-
I had
Mama's
breast milk
biscuits. That's
frozen.
mama's biscuit like a motherfucker.
Listen, people were like, "What is your batter?"
No.
a little titty juice.
Listen, you mean to tell me you rather eat a sick cow than meat? Man, listen, I can got some antibodies for you.
Right,
More
right,
nutrients than any
Hey,
of that
come to
cow.
think about it, you're right.
I know I'm
We are the
right.
only people that are after we don't need the milk to go eat somebody else's milk. You know what I mean?
I
You don't see no damn
prefer.
cow sucking on those horse titty.
Nope.
You know?
No.
We the only person
How
that
we get on this
drink
topic?
milk from another
How we
source.
get on this
Hey,
topic?
Chantel and other,
hey,
and other
some
damn
of the
ingredients
best biscuits you have is from some titty
from
milk,
titty milk.
breast milk, human breast milk.
Right,
Man,
right.
flaky. You swear they're layers. No, that
Right,
thing just,
right.
if you want, they just twitch. Man, listen. Okay, I'm saying. Hey, the crust on a pie. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I can't get no more. I can't produce. I done tried.
Pie crust biscuits.
I done tried to reproduce milk. I was like, when it started drying up after about my son, it was what, 14?
She is wild.
It started drying up like when he was about
Oh,
5. Because every now and again I would suck just to keep it going.
Yo, listen.
I'm just saying.
Do we gotta beware the biscuits? Oh, that's right. You ain't lactating no more.
I ain't like that no. But hey, I could probably buy some milk. I could probably buy, because I used to sell it online via
What?
Oh
The
yeah,
puppy.
puppy bought breast milk. Hey, he knew. That's why he did big. That's why he did big things.
Right,
Been
right.
nursing all his life.
Take that, huh?
Listen, but you can buy breast milk. You look it up.
Right.
There's plenty.
Right.
They can tell you who they are, where they live, whether they non-smoke, smoke. Most of the time they don't smoke. But
Right.
oh yeah, I mean, the more you could do, I would often trust me. Mike would see me like cow. I would sit there and be pumping, and I could do probably about a gallon in a day.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a lot.
I know.
I know most of them tell me they only get a couple of ounces and shit.
Well, that's what they baby would eat, you know. Because most of the time you only produce. It's like, was it supply and demand?
Right.
So if you're pumping more, you'll produce more. And it was a way too. I could slim up. You know, my stomach's not hanging by my knees after all those babies coming from nursing.
Right.
You know,
Well, that's the best way I always say
Yeah.
it, you know.
Yeah.
Because I think all this other bullshit didn't start until they started pumping that Similac out. You know what I mean?
oh yeah,
You know, you got 10-year-old girls looking like they're 18 and shit. You know, all that is because of
8-year-old
Similac.
girls.
You know, that's all because of the Similac. I've been saying that since I
All
was a
the
teenager.
foods and stuff they're
You know,
eating and
I
enriching.
remember shit, pet milk, shit like that we was getting. You know what I mean? We wasn't getting no damn Similac. You know?
It was good. Yeah, most time and even your mammies, you know, back in the day, they would have black women nursing their babies.
Yeah.
And some would say, hey, you can't nurse your child same time mine, you know.
Right.
But they knew that was the best milk. They knew that ward off any diseases. Man, please, they'd want that.
That's why they all want a big-breasted black woman.
She got good rich milk.
Right.
What are we talking
I'm just talking about
Nurturing.
nursing.
Right.
I was just talking about
Natural.
titties.
All right.
I guess that's a subject for someone else, I
So,
guess.
Cindy, what you do?
What
this
you
week?
want to talk about,
Right, what
Miss
did
Cindy?
you do this week? We was still on
about
Chantel's
breast
weekly.
milk?
We was on Chantel's weekly activity.
My kids are teenagers.
Okay.
So you ain't gave no titty in a long time.
It's been a long time.
Okay.
She
Yeah.
left you. Without a struggle beat to step to.
That part. What did I do
Yeah,
today?
good week. How was your week so far?
You know, productive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't as routine as it usually is.
Mhm.
But
Change up is good.
yeah, I cleaned up my place, as I said today.
Right.
So apparently, I don't like to fold laundry. I don't know about y'all.
yeah.
I can do everything else,
Right. They can't stand them
but it
socks
takes
and
me a long
t-shirts.
time. I have to like wrap my head around it. Be like, okay, when you wake up in the morning, Cindy, you're gonna fold the laundry, and I'll do everything else besides doing that. So anybody want to, pay me to fold my laundry? Not my panties though. But
And you got
Yeah,
on
man.
me about breast
Hey,
milk.
hey, hey, hey. I mean, yeah, you took the highlight out the job.
You know?
but yeah,
So
my
your
mother.
boy graduated today.
Yeah,
Awesome. Congratulations.
yeah, and he graduated with honors too. I'm very
Hey.
proud of.
Congratulations,
I'm
Carla.
proud of all
And
of
which
them.
one is this,
They did
Eden?
well. This is Aiden.
Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden, my little fire. Be careful what you name your children.
Oh yeah.
His name Aiden means little fire.
There you go.
And
He ain't that little.
he's 6'5",
Oh wow,
Yeah.
really?
and wears
That's a
size
big boy.
15 shoes.
Yeah, matter of fact, you got some shoes. Get
You
this
got
man
15?
Aiden.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wear
he
15.
needs some sneakers. Aiden got some good sneakers. He ain't using no more. He would never wear.
Yeah, Aiden's feet
You
is.
got some 15s floating around the house? Yeah, definitely.
He got feet. He got
It took me a
15s.
month to find some. I went back to get some more and they ain't got them listed yet. So I gotta
Mm.
wait until he come in stock.
Got a Where did I get him from? I got him some nice Stacy Adams from DSW.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
they had
got
some nice for
got a couple
graduation.
nice pair. Now my dress shoes I can still get 14s for some reason.
No, this dude is approaching 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 16.
All right, man.
You lock all 3 doors.
Um,
Lock all of them,
I'll really make sure
except
it's
this
back.
one.
I think they're all. I don't know about the back door. Let me check.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm very impressed with that cartoon.
Yeah, I told him to post the Valentine's Day one. Sorry, Joe. Yeah, he so apparently he had a different channel, and he put something inappropriate on there, and they banned his ass. He got like 3 strikes are out.
Right, like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how many times I've been in Facebook jail? I'm talking about an habitual criminal. I get on for 2 weeks. They kick my ass off for 30 days. Come right back. That Facebook, blah, 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 blah. Next week,
Jail.
right back off. But hey, I didn't mind.
Everything's blocked. So I'm there tomorrow.
You ain't got your schedule, dude. Cause you a grown man. How many times I gotta tell you that? Right? You gonna be up there, but what I gotta do? Do I gotta wake up? Do I gotta take a bath today? Do I gotta drink? You ain't never gotta ask me, do you gotta drink? Do
I
you?
gotta wake up, take a bath, and drink. I know that.
Do I go to work tomorrow?
Well,
When you ask me, I don't even make the schedule no
I
more.
don't think I was sleeping.
Hey, that's the beauty of going live for the authentic.
Sorry, y'all.
We get business taken care of, handling, and all
I
that.
don't think I've seen it.
Let me see here. Let me see. I'm gonna put you on the group chat. Let's see right here. I'm gonna text this to you right now.
And that's the
Share.
But yeah, so congratulations. Let me tell you a little something about my week in the meantime, in between time. You know, I'm gearing up for this
God, here we go.
Oh.
Go ahead, John. Sorry.
I'm so sorry.
We're going. Look at it. Star.
Answered the call when America needed us most.
What's
From
the
the
number
original
four? I guess I
Freedom
don't know.
Machine came the original SUV.
really
We assembled every
How to eat something you have to suck. What is wrong? What's wrong with my child? What is?
What do you say?
on
Don't
earth?
eat something you gotta what?
How to eat something you gotta suck.
That's funny.
Yes.
That is funny.
No, how it feels to eat something you have to suck on. That doesn't look right. That's why his ass be in jail in freaking YouTube jail.
I like
That's a
it.
new type of penitentiary. I gotta try that. See, you'd like to get put in YouTube jail. And that's
The
Aiden.
goal.
His name Aiden, you say?
Aiden.
My man Aiden. If you ever see this, brother, you got a friend in me.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
Oh, there we go. He put it up. He put it up Valentine's.
Thank you.
Valentine's Day is just over the horizon, and this is most likely going to be 17.0 spend. So, to ease the endless pain that stems from not having a partner, I'm going to do what I do best: play my goal. I've got two main points to make in this video so that I can prove to you, dear viewer, that Valentine's Day sucks.
Where did he even come from? Take care, sweetheart.
I love
He
you.
actually educating where it comes from.
Yeah.
Now, there are actually several stories that could be the possible origin of the holiday, and all these stories involve
I'll post it for them.
name Valentine.
Y'all be to stay tuned.
That
We're
one's-
gonna have some things.
Right.
That one's one of my favorites.
That's what this is.
You see how we get lost when we talk about our children,
Yeah.
especially the ones that are gonna be. Tell me this, Cindy. Do you feel? Are you a parent that feels like your kids can move out when they're ready, or are you one to like, hey, hurry up, think of what you want to do, and let's go on. What do you?
Well, actually, just today I told someone that I'm gonna probably eventually kick my boys out.
Okay.
If from the looks of things, I don't think you're gonna have to.
What you say?
They're gonna leave on their own. You know.
No, like Alan's 19 and
Right.
Aiden's gonna be 18.
Yeah.
So
And
Y'all need
Alan,
to-
he don't see nothing.
I
He
mean-
graduated last year.
yeah.
You don't see he
Princess.
doing nothing, even trying, or do you see him?
No, he's trying. Like he's a hustler. He's trying to do like DoorDash, but he's trying to get something. He's doing like engineering and,
Okay.
or computer science or something like that. I think that's the path to engineering.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to. His grades look
Okay.
good.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, he's handling them.
Okay.
I'm not pushing him to get a job, but I'm encouraging him because
Okay.
you have to have that equal balance and practice. You have to be able to.
Do you think this would be his first job?
It would. I mean, like he's done some tasks for me. I employ my kids sometimes just do this and do that.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. He knows how to sweep, mop, clean his
Yeah.
room,
Yeah.
things like
He knows
things
how to
that
do
he can
those
run
things.
himself.
He knows he knows
Shop.
how to use a hammer.
Okay.
Do light handyman stuff.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Hey, what else? I mean, prepare them. It's the
Yeah.
beautiful
See
thing.
if you want to acquire some type of skill like
When he's going to the
heating,
engineer, he
cooling.
wants to
Right,
do.
right. But in the meantime, instead of sitting them to some damn warehouse somewhere, give them some, see if you want to go run the trade in the meantime before you get to that engineering at all to go ahead and name
No, well, I mean, he's in school right now,
yeah.
but she's just saying in terms of,
so.
yeah, he's
Right,
already in
right.
school. He's
Oh,
getting
okay.
great grades.
So I bumped into I went to a T-Mobile store
Mm-hmm.
and I asked him, "Are you hiring?" He's like, "Yeah." How old you gotta be? 18. Oh, I got a 19-year-old.
There you
Said,
go.
bring him, send him.
Yeah,
Right.
for
So
sure.
they pay a salary as well as commission. So hey,
Better.
Yeah.
And he knows those computers and those phones. So
yeah.
hey, there we go.
Great asset.
That's right. That's right.
And summer's coming. We know how people love to fix their phones.
Right.
It's
I-
here.
I went in there and the line was hella long.
Hella long.
Hella long.
Hella long.
Just to get a SIM card.
That's what New York said. Hella.
You know what I meant?
Yeah,
And listen,
That's every time I hear that phrase from somebody up there.
hey, listen, that's just flavor. We give it more
Right,
flavor.
right.
It could be hell, but halala.
It's like heaven alone don't sound right.
Right, right. It's just like Whitney Houston. What she say? Hell to the no, or something like that. What was it? Was it Whitney Houston? When
You
she
talking
talked?
about my baby body?
Yeah, yeah,
My
yeah.
baby
Yeah.
body?
Yeah, I seen him on a show recently. With Jennifer Hudson or something like
Yeah.
that show. Yeah.
Trying to bust his moves.
Yeah, he was. Hey,
And folks talking about these old folks still trying to bust their moves. Man, they down at 60. Of course, they ain't gonna be able to bust them like they was 25. The hell you
Why
want,
would you want
know?
to?
Right.
You
know,
wouldn't
give
even
that
want to
brother a
bust
break.
it like you're
Right.
25.
That boy knows
You be them bust wide open.
He knows his limits. Hey, I'm gonna give you a little bit of
Hey.
this. I'm gonna give you some remnants of this.
All
stuff,
up in
but hey,
here.
right. But
I can do salt shaker
man,
right there.
Right. And that's exactly what he did when he finished the play. Like, man, later for that shit.
Right.
Right. Had a glass of wine. What the hell y'all
Period.
talking about? Right.
Period.
What that brother still do?
Period.
That was that dude.
Yes. We went to a comedy show and the dude didn't say period. He said period.
Period.
Right.
I was like, okay. Period. Like I say, the flavor we got. We always put some. Listen, you know who we think we got flavor? We ain't got nothing. We watered down in comparison to Africa. Africans. Oh my gosh. Even, it was one song that, when you hear it, you think, oh, that's funky. And not about, I guess maybe about a minute into the song, the dude said, Funkula. I was like, yeah. Funkula. In other words, he was more funky. And I was like, here it is, this
Like Dracula, Funkula.
well, certainly I think of it like that.
Right.
But hearing I guess what's in a lot of the Afro beats, you'll hear a sax, you'll hear a piano, you'll hear about 7-8 different genres of music,
Right.
and then along with the popping and then them singing and rapping, and just one song. And when I went there, I'm like, man, wait a minute. And out of that one song, you can abstract soca, reggae, pop, R&B, neo soul, rock and roll, country, and it's just one little song. Yeah. And so like I say, when we watered down, if this dude in the little village just create this with he had buckets and some string. Man, they did this from just heart.
Right.
So we over here with, of course, this technology can do it. They created this.
Like original.
Man, I was like, yeah, we watered it down.
So we got machines that make sound. Ain't nothing like you getting that little rocket scraping
Come
against
on.
the soap. The old clothing thing. Get that sound. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's the shit.
To creating instruments.
Right.
Whether it to a violin.
From the environment. You know what I'm
from
saying?
what they have.
Right.
Yeah.
And make it sound better than any so-called manufactured.
What song is that? You ain't hip to like the scrubbing board that people used to watch scrubbing
Yeah.
with?
Oh yeah.
You take some
Or the
you
grater.
take a tin cup or
Grater.
something, right? You take a tin cup or something and move back a grater or whatever,
Now you start doing something
There's a
now.
lot of famous songs start with that sound to it. You
Yeah,
know?
listen, in Trinidad, around carnival time or even Christmas time, everything is a jam session.
Yeah,
Right.
So
a whole month.
people just show up with the cowbells,
Yeah,
bottle and spoon,
Yeah.
tick-a-ting.
right.
And
Get
in
they'll
when
have
you
a great
fit in.
Right.
Yeah, and then we're making music, and it sounds so
You have a
sweet.
fucking orchestra.
You happy to
before
be
you
a
know
part
it,
of
You
it.
got a
But
whole
it
orchestra.
sounds so
Similar
sweet.
to what we was doing at that studio that night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude gave me that
Tonight
up.
is-
He
tonight
gave
is-
me that
Tonight it is happening.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. And where we at? 10:30?
It's 10:30 already.
Already.
Oh wow, it's 7:30, y'all. We on West Coast time, remember?
That's right, West
Right.
Coast. We're doing something for the West Coast. Look, let me tell you the West Coast. The West Side.
West Side.
In other words, I love you. Right? I love rock.
You rarely see me throwing up signs.
And that's peace.
right, except for that one.
That's where all your energy at, right
John,
there.
why you gotta be
Right.
so calm?
Well, I'm from
Right.
anything else now to get you shot. You on the wrong block. You know what I mean? So
Why
I
you gotta
don't-
talk like that, John?
Look,
John
she
was doing
reversed
good.
it. Yeah, she started it.
I just
Okay.
showed you my sphincter.
See, it's
Finger.
unsafe, but it's my
John.
poker.
Do I need to
No, you ain't gotta
Implement
stop
the
pitching
pinch.
me. No.
And this is peace.
Even though
in
I don't
Europe.
mind, but you know, I
Oh,
would control myself. Yeah, I went down there an hour. You know, I think that's a
45
massive
minutes,
improvement
damn near.
That's
You know
a-
what? You're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good.
Right. He
You are.
he
You
doing
are.
pretty good. Hey, I got an award this weekend.
Awesome for
You
it.
did.
I got an award for supportive appreciation award showing up. I went to the Peace Army Unleash the Peace 2 rally in New Orleans this weekend.
Right. That was a turnout.
And it was nice turnout. Oh man, I'm allergic to crawfish, so I didn't eat none. But
Right.
they was chomping down. Had their crawfish, line. We all listen. I didn't get to ride in the ride because Cobbin took my dang on key. He forgot he had it, so his behind was riding out front like this. Meanwhile, I'm like,
It's stuck.
at first I got mad and angry, and I go, hey, he called himself helping me out by putting gas in. Okay, yeah, all right. Hey, just breathe.
Gas, nowhere to go.
None. Look, I called up Laura. I said, Laura, give me the code, please. I said, I got the key. I ain't lose it. She gave it to me, and I got there within about 5 minutes after they did. So I often have to look at things like that and go, hey, I might have lost my life. Right? It wasn't for some reason wasn't for me to go with them. Because I would have been first. I would have been up there, whatever it was. Right. It wasn't for me to go. Yeah. And for that, I wasn't there. But was I there for everything? Yes. I felt the part of it. I didn't feel like I missed out. What was meant to be was.
I have a habit of I at least got to go out twice before I finally got what I need. You know what I'm saying? To leave.
Yeah.
You know, I don't trip. I'm like, damn, you know, but I'm just thinking just like that. I've been thinking like that. I remember, I think I was a junior or a senior. And, you know, like I said, I always got my mom's car on Friday nights. You know, I drop her off out south, you know, to a little car game at my auntie's house or whatever. Drive back to the burg, get ready for my game, whatnot, be kicking it. You know, one night I had to, go get her, you know, but it was like 2:30 in the morning. I was partying like a bug, you know. And there's a stretch of 55 between Bolingbrook and when you get to the Dan Ryan, which is right downtown Chicago.
He was just 10, y'all.
No, I was about 16, 17. But there's a point in 55 where there's a nice curve. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Last thing I remember, I'm coming up on Central, and that's right at the Chicago city limits, headed east. You know, I'm coming up on Central. Next thing I know, I'm coming up on Ashland, which is about 6 exits down past the curve. Mm-hmm. But I'm in my same lane. Okay. Thank God. You know what I mean? I just, you know. I just never really took that chance again until I got grown. You know what I mean? But I'm like, wow. You know, I was divinely guided. You know what I mean?
Okay,
you know,
I got you.
Because I know that highway curve. You know what I mean? But I'm still in my same lane. You know, that curve when
knowing how you drive.
Right. So you know, that's why I always
as long as you know how to look forward, you got it.
Yeah, that's why I always cruise. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm really traveling. You know, then I ride like I'm on a motorcycle.
Then you're on 10.
Right.
Man, I did so much partying.
Yeah.
In New York. I remember one time.
That's the only reason you go back.
I came home from a party.
To go to a party?
No, and my mother was just like, okay, take me to work, Cindy. And my ass is like inebriated.
Yeah. You got inebriated to take her to work? Or you tried?
I tried. And all I heard, I'm on the Belt Parkway, and I was like, she goes, Cindy, get rid off the road. So
You woke up. That didn't sober you up.
It sure did.
Okay.
Right.
It sure did.
It's like what
Woke
the
me up.
what?
You know the edge of the good.
Hey Poochie. I gotta make sure I move that sign, y'all, because they'll take my sign from the side of the
Got
road.
it. I'll get it for you.
Thank you.
What's that? Oh, this one is the
Right
dirt.
there. Both
Oh,
of
one
yeah,
over there.
yeah,
Oh,
one
by
over
the
there.
curve. I ain't nothing but hate.
Well, yeah, whatever it is, I know they be taking them up, so I
Right.
paid that $35 for that sign. Yeah, I'll put it in.
Did
Yeah,
you
put
get
it
the
in
other
the
one?
doorway.
What about the one in the pot there?
It's a nice
Yeah,
sign,
that one
y'all.
there. Yes, I made it from Canva.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Canva is so worth it.
Yes, I think they charged only $31.
That's pretty good.
Yup. Now I found a place in Orlando only charged $12 now.
There you go.
So I'm like, last time, and I pick it up. They do it 2 days, so I just gotta get it to them. My email stopped working. It won't let me send attachments. My email, crazy. You know.
Is your phone full or your tablet full?
My memory. Now I got plenty of space, but I don't. You know, it's on my phone. But
See, I like the little outfit, yeah, young lady. The
You like my
green
outfit?
short set.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm manifesting success.
There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yesterday I wore.
all you
blue.
gotta do is be happy. Success will follow.
Well,
Come on.
I believe so.
No,
But
so.
sometimes, the colors you wear, the things things you choose to do
Affects
should be
your mood.
aligned with your
Mhm.
goals, and dreams. So that's all.
So you have dreams of clovers.
I got too much clothes, y'all. I got too much clothes. My closet's vomiting.
So that's right. There's a lot of women out there that can use those clothing. Donate some to a women's shelter instead of taking it to Goodwill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To a shelter where you know it's going into the people's hands for free.
I've donated stuff.
Yeah.
I have. I'm running through it right now. I'm doing it in stages. And so basically, if you want to clean your closet, you got to take everything out and
Throw
put back
everything
only
in.
what you want.
Right. Which gonna be every damn thing.
Oh, you know it.
I have a thing. I called it closet conversation.
Oh,
while I
yeah.
clean my closet. Now I've only did one segment because I've only been in there once. So I gotta have another segment.
How long ago was that?
That was about 3-4 weeks ago. About 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I'll make sure I do it before June. Before June gets here, I'm gonna have to have another. And what it is, I cleaned off my dressers in my closet. Now my dressers are back
Listen,
full. So I'm gonna,
I get it.
yeah.
I get it.
Man.
Just yesterday, I took all the jewelry and everything that was laid out on the counter.
Mhm.
Y'all think it's easy for us to get dressed? It ain't. We got to go through all that stuff and then make sure it looks right.
But you gotta talk about that last week.
Bougie
Right,
chicks
yeah.
problems.
Nah, she was talking about something about sharing your space with a soft guy.
Shit. What?
Then you see something about your man being in the mirror longer than you or something. What we talking about that last week?
Oh yeah, you ain't gonna be there yet. No, I don't need that. Nah. Nope. No need no problems.
Hey, fuck around, break it down. Be looking for your glue. Honey, where's your glue?
What? I heard this song, a country song that was, you know how these rap songs sometimes they very explicit, and and of course we're like, hey, I don't get why if you gotta say it in the song, then you don't need to do it. Meaning, oh, spread it open your legs, then do it this here, do it, stroke in, stroke. They go through the whole, and you're like, do y'all not know what?
That's a stripper song. They make that for the strip club.
But my point is, you don't need to be doing it if you got to hear the song to figure out. Remember back when we were growing up.
Somehow.
Well, they can learn.
audio,
Listen.
studio. It's
So
awesome.
my point
Why you look
is,
at
I
me
heard
like
a
that?
country song, and it was talking about, hey, I really like your thing, and especially when it goes up,
And you
and
only thought
Well, I
young
guess
black
you're
brothers rap
concerned.
about that.
and
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 it's not a rap song. It's
and
a
talking about,
country
oh,
song.
my wife is calling right now. I don't want her to find out about us.
Right.
Oh, I can't answer the phone. Hey, and then he answers the phone. Hey, honey, I'm coming home to you. And man, it was just,
What song was
listen.
this? You didn't get the artist?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't even. I'm like,
You remind me of that
Y'all know
remind
I'm
me
gonna
of
look it up.
one of Scarface's line in the song of his when he was talking about women. You know what I'm saying? How they come in all types of flavors. He said, but it's a shame that you think it's only coming black. You know what I'm saying? As far as bad women. You know what I mean?
right,
Like,
right.
he said, Puerto Rican chick, blah blah blah, white chick, Chinese chick. He said, "What the shame
Human
is,
race.
brothers, you only think it coming black. Like only your people are like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Come on, man. We
People.
learn these habits
People.
from the teacher. Like a man say, the haters taught hate. That's why we gangbang. You know.
Oh, you see it.
What
No,
happened?
There's a song say, what does that say? The third one, listen, this one.
Talk about what? Country boy.
Country boy.
Country boy. All types of music got that. I mean, some shit from back in the 30s.
Listen, I guess it's all artists. Yeah.
You gotta hear Betty Wright them real from way back. What's her name? Old girl that played Esther. Sister Paige. I mean, man, them sisters was on something back then.
Well, they were speaking. Hey, they were speaking what it is.
Yeah.
Like I said,
No,
and,
they was
and
explicit.
everybody didn't.
It was something that was explicit with it.
Yeah, because and check this out, because it wasn't something that everybody heard.
Right.
If you heard this, you were around a certain type or area.
Folks. Right.
And that's where it was done at. So, is there a time and place for everything?
Yeah,
Sure. Sure, there is.
Oh, that's why most people our age talking about how we had to sneak to listen to Richard Pryor and shit.
Yeah, because there was a time and place.
Right.
You don't do it in front of this. You come to a certain age,
I
you're
can't
supposed to have
imagine.
already got that out of you.
Right.
Although people still do it, but I'd say I wouldn't mind that, because even in life, that's what you do. It evolves into you doing calmer things. So just animals, you can see it in what they were doing is young, spry, teenage animals versus what they do now. It comes in human the same way. You got to be young and dumb to be old and wise. You got a lot of energy at first and not a lot of brains.
Right.
And then it comes, as you're older, you should have a lot of brains and maybe not a lot of energy. So you're not doing, you're working smarter.
Right, you know how to utilize that energy.
Sure. And that's why your stamina, you can outlast some of the young folks, because hey, pace.
Right.
You have that discernment. Right. And what we do, we laugh at them like, look at him jumping out. I'll catch his ass later. Don't worry.
Wait!
Just like the story about the Papa Bull and the Son Bull sitting on the hill looking at the cows. Y'all ever see that?
It's just like the hare and tail.
On the story.
The hare and the tortoise.
Papa Bull and the Son Bull was sitting up on top of the hill looking down at the cows. The little boy said, "Wait, Dad, let's run down and catch one of them bulls and let's
hanging out."
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Sorry.
I gave you $45 today. You remember earlier? Good. All right.
Good.
So we good today. All right.
All right. Take care now. So the story went, the young bull was like, let's run down, grab a cow, and then we so
talk loud.
So the father bull was like, no, son, let's walk down and fuck them off.
Right.
You know what I mean? Take your time.
Of course, John got that. Now I was going to talk about the hare and tortoise, but he's talking about.
But
that's not the same.
And he sit back looking at us like, man, what is wrong with you?
Right. This is John.
I can't believe I socialize with these people.
John didn't turn it into, That's not the same point, John. At the sun boy.
It is. Take
And
your
no,
time.
that's not.
It's the
That has
moral
nothing
of the
to do
story
with-
is take your time and you get more accomplished. You know, if you
But
rush
that's-
down, you're gonna scare the rest of them off while you focused on one.
But that has
You
nothing
know?
to do with
I don't
age
know. I
and
didn't get that.
maturity.
I didn't get
That has
that.
nothing to do with maturity. That's something to do with fucking. You just, I'm gonna get them
No,
all.
it's
So
the
he's
hunt.
trying to like compare
It's
the
the hunt.
Right, he's trying. This is a totally different point. This is not the hunt.
See, that's
We're
the
not
difference in
talking
a man's
about hunting.
mind and a woman's
John.
mind.
No,
You
no,
know?
no.
John.
That is
Yeah.
not
yeah,
the same
yeah,
point, John.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not, John. You can
Yeah.
do that. What you talking about at 10 and know that. You can't know something at 59. Well, I'm gonna mess this up. The same energy you got at 10, you do not have at 59.
Exactly.
Okay, guess what? You ain't thinking about it 10.
So the papa ain't talking about running down. He gonna take his time. The young cat talking about running down, rushing into it, and you got to miss out on 9 other ones because you just scared them off. Walk down.
So you're talking about
Even that's
the talk. You're talking about the young man, the old man teaching the young
bull,
man.
right. Teaching the young bull how to be cool.
But you
know
remember
I mean?
what my point was like you first got to be young and dumb to be old and wise.
Exactly. So the old wise cat telling the old young cat, hey, come to you.
No, I know. It's still not my point, but I get you. I get you. I see where you're making it fit.
squeeze that shit in.
Right. I was like, well, I'll be damned if my aunt had a ding-a-ling, she'd be my uncle. Well, yeah, you're right, John.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily. You know, it's a whole lot of them. Hey, you know what I learned what stud mean.
Oh,
Y'all
what's
know
that
what
mean?
studs mean?
We know stud.
Still there's titties underneath that shirt.
What?
There's still
Okay,
titties.
John.
There's still
all right,
titties
John.
underneath that shirt.
That's-
Studs.
Still,
Still titties. You underneath the shirt.
I know
All right.
how to spell.
All right. So that's what studs mean. That's why they call them studs.
That's why he called them.
No. No, it wasn't why they call them studs. It was why men are still attracted to studs. You know what I'm saying? That was the question. Why are men still attracted to studs?
Okay.
You know, because studs mean still titties underneath that shirt. Okay.
So, but
Yeah, it's all
You're
right.
still a woman.
Yeah.
Even though you call
Okay.
yourself a stud.
We
a
know
man,
that.
no,
We didn't know how you
you're
got to
still a
that.
woman now.
Cindy's
You know what
like,
I mean?
how did we
I
get to
know
this?
Cindy, we
Give
got
me some M&Ms.
my head
Give me
exploding.
some
My head
M&Ms.
exploding.
I need some
I
chocolate.
was wondering whose M&Ms were those.
Yeah, you gotta have some, girl. You need some. I can tell.
Do we need to take a pause for y'all calls?
Yeah. Matter of fact, y'all keep on talking. I'm gonna go start it off.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is that bullshit right now. Hold on.
All right. So John, how was your week?
Hey,
There we
John.
What was your
Who wants to know about your week,
Right,
John?
nobody. Apparently, my two co-hosts
Hell
don't.
no.
You know, we've been talking about their asses for 3 hours already.
I know.
You
I
know?
got some shit.
Oh, they've been
We
doing
only started
something.
it an hour ago.
Only thing I got was John watching language. Do I need to pinch you? Do I need to kick you? Do you need
I
a
didn't say nothing
backhand,
about
John?
you.
John,
You need
John.
to beat your ass up out of here. John.
Right.
We told you once.
I mean, I know how to.
That's what he want, though.
So, like,
what?
do men prefer more aggressive women or something, or
no, I
it
don't
depends
know.
on the
I don't
man?
know. I just
John will just take one guy's teeth walking.
I mean, that's
Hey, when I was working at the penitentiary, it was this one cat. He called himself Big Daddy Woo Woo. Never forget
No.
some of these characters. Man, these brothers was characters. We know we all the same age. They just caught up. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to tell them, just between you and me, probably you got caught.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, this dude said, hey, Heavy, you know, because they called me Heavy D. I was, big guy. He was like, man, when I get out of here, I'm getting a hold to the first woman I see. You know, I don't care if she 8 to 88, blind, crippled, and crazy. Bitch can't walk, I'm a dragger.
Yeah.
Funniest shit I ever heard at the time. And once again, Cindy like, what the hell?
I don't know.
But
This
you in that
American
penitentiary.
comedy, I don't get this. I don't get this
You don't
Yankee
get it.
comedy.
Yankee comedy.
Listen,
But yeah, anyway, that was another lifetime. But no, I just spent my week trying to line things up, man. I had to book a flight, get up out of here in a couple of days. I was hoping to hang out. I hope they don't see that because I'm surprised at some folks Saturday morning, don't want to know
there
I'm
you
coming.
go.
But I was
You going up North Carolina, right?
Right, yeah. When I get to North Carolina, see my folks. But yeah. So and take a nice little drive back, nice turnaround. Folks want to take my wisdom tooth out Monday.
Ain't nothing to be scared of.
You good now? You the one that had me scared.
Yeah. So the biggest thing is just to keep taking those
Antibiotics.
antibiotics and the
Yeah.
painkillers.
Gotcha.
And actually, after day 4,
You
I didn't feel I needed to take painkillers.
Right. Cool.
I ain't even done
But
after
I
day
don't like.
two.
Right. I really don't like popping the narcotics, man. But
I needed them
right.
because I kept like
You gotta do what you gotta do.
because it was like my tongue was missing the tooth,
Right.
and I kept messing with it.
I
And
had
I
dry
think I
side.
took out the
Ooh,
stitches
that hurt. Ooh.
by doing that. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, there you got a big old hole.
Yeah.
So I had, I mean,
Stitches?
it's healing. It's
How long
only,
ago you got it?
Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So 6 days ago.
Yeah. But cool. You straight. I got to the following Monday. Be cool. So I'll be all right. Yeah, but man, I got to turn right back around, come all the way back down. But it's cool.
But now I feel like I'm gonna need braces.
Yeah,
Because
that's
when
what Angela was saying. Because the rest of your teeth gonna try to make up that space.
Yeah.
So
Well, I had braces at 20. On my host, when I got like 4, recently 4, and I had braces on the top. Just otherwise, I
we're
would
gonna
have been
spread out.
Yeah.
Right. Look like
Yeah.
a piano.
And I got a little gap, but it was just very little.
No, I'm looking at them and I'm like, look at my bottom teeth. Like,
Yeah, my
They're
one's
already
on the
moving.
bottom.
yeah,
That got
it's already
there.
starting to move.
Yeah.
So
Might need to make another
I'm gonna
appointment.
yeah, I'm gonna call the orthodontist.
Oh, he definitely finna hit that car now.
Man, this dude do not know how to drive. Yo, what the blank? How do you do that?
Got it.
He said he agrees.
Yeah, they was right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
They give a license, that driver's license to anybody in Florida.
Anybody.
Anybody can do it.
Bless you.
Do it.
Bless you.
Thank you. But yeah, great to be alive. I'm looking forward to tomorrow and tomorrow's after that. I don't see no good things going on. Like I was telling Chantel, I think I'd be out of the clear, out of the murky waters by the time my birthday rolls around in September.
Your birthday was in September?
September
Is you
27th.
up here?
Libra. September's the Virgo.
Same day that Sage.
That same birthday. The Sage.
That was September when I sat in the boat with you?
I guess what?
Oh, we did.
Oh,
It was your birthday.
It must have been.
Damn, it doesn't even. Why do I feel like it was February? It was. Yeah, it was.
Felt like Valentine's, huh?
No,
Ah!
I tried, y'all.
It's like Valentine's every day. Look, give me something.
Right.
Valentine's is every day.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't even understand it. That's all. Like,
Let's watch Aiden's
money
video.
maker.
He explained it to us.
Aiden?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gotta be.
Aiden's
It's gotta be.
video
We
explained
gotta upload it for them so that they can
Check him out.
really check them out because
That little lady, she come out like all sweet.
They cut your ass on this.
Listen.
Tasmanian devil on your ass.
Hey y'all, happy
Give me $1.
It's like no, motherfucker. bitch.
Right.
she do that.
Wait a minute.
Say that.
You cheap ass.
Oh my God, she would really say that.
That'll blow Cindy away if she did.
I'd be like, ma'am.
I didn't see enough piss on
Ma'am.
my porch because I ain't get
She did what?
I would
Piss.
not.
Pissed on your.
piss on my papers.
Wow.
She's serious.
Crazy.
You know,
She has mental health.
was the dude she was with. So I felt like she told that it was the dude she was with. It wasn't her. And I looked and I was like, I said something to her.
Right.
But
That's crazy.
You think she has some mental
oh yeah.
health issues?
Well, pretty well. She she drugs.
Yeah, you know, she'll do a diagnosis.
She doing
Definitely do a diagnosis.
she on
Yeah.
on her vices.
Mental health and substance abuse.
And yeah, so
I think it was alcohol just now.
no, it's something
Something
like
else?
that. Along with that, I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
Knocked around, you know what I mean? No telling, you know. Anyway.
Right. I'm certain she's younger than what she
look.
looked.
You know. Yeah. See yourself now.
Yeah, half my face is like.
Say, hey, what's happening, John people?
Well, you got it only on Friends.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I think everybody need to go public with it.
No, I'm not saying that. It's not on my page.
That's what.
You know,
Speak up.
even for me, it's not on my page.
Oh, okay.
You can't find me anywhere but on John.
There you go.
Chantel's page. For
It's a way you
reasons.
can download all of these stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'll shock them one day. Like, what the? When was this happening?
That's that Cedric guy.
Yeah.
They're trying to show you something over there.
What? Oh, yeah, let me see that over there. Excuse me.
Yeah, they planted that the other day. To tell y'all. I mean, hey, it's always
Hey, we
great.
can hear you, John.
It's
talk
always
about
great
you.
to be around. That's what he was doing. You wasn't paying attention.
I was paying attention of you.
See what I mean?
Carolina.
I'm so neglected.
What?
Oh, you okay? Never mind. I take that back. I'm not neglected.
You forgot where you
But
were.
yeah, man.
Cover
man.
your ass.
Yeah, it's great to be alive. I can say that, and I can say that. I hope you all are feeling great. I know a lot of you folks got graduates out there, from the kindergarten graduates all the way up to the college graduates. You know, y'all did a super job. I want to keep that up. And man, it's been a long 2 days. Cause you couldn't get nothing done Monday. So yesterday, today, just a lot of phone calls, a lot of making arrangements, getting ready for June 9th, you know, which is gonna be a huge week. Huge week, you know what I'm saying? 28 appointments, getting ready for this transplant eval. So yeah, send some prayers up for it, brother. You know, they say be careful who you ask to pray for you. But if you're resolved and you know what's what, you know, no weapon formed against you. You know, so you create your shield. You know, your shield is in you, man. You know, I'm not the religious type, but I am solid on what I believe. You know, and I know I don't have to go far to find God, but He's through me. You know, I'm about peace and love, and they say God is love, so how far am I from it? You know, look within, y'all. Too many of us trying to look without, you know, and getting misled, misfed, you know. So learn how to nourish yourself. That's what I'd say. Self-empowerment, encouragement is really what survival is all about. Because at times, you know, sometimes you're just gonna be you. Just gonna be you, man. You know, and you got to go for self. You know, you got to preserve yourself. You got to love yourself. You know, and people out there, man. You know, come well, I've always known it, but you know, there's folks out there that you think is not in your corner that's actually in your corner, that's down to ride or die. You know, you don't want nobody dying, but it said they ride. You know, strap on, and I'm on my way for a big old ride. You know, it's I feel great about it. You know, hey, if y'all out there got something to say, type something up here on one of them things, right on Facebook or what we got going on here, YouTube.
Say again.
Where we at? YouTube.
Yeah, we on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah.
Shut up and
YouTube
ride,
on Chantel, Shut Up and Ride show.
yeah,
You know, if you watching me live, type
Chantel's
something in.
Way.
Yeah,
Facebook.
Chantel's Way, Shut Up and Ride, Three's Proud. You know, Facebook, same thing. You know, how you dig that plant over there? That's nice of them to plant that over there. What?
What?
That plant you just staring
Yeah,
at.
I like
Lord. Let me see the thing. They call this a money tree.
Yeah.
There
Lavender.
you go, money tree.
Look at her ass.
Yeah, lavender, money trees. You
Yeah.
know. Hey, so let's talk plants.
What is the money tree? I have a big one.
Told you. Just go. Just get my.
She's so special.
Let me water the money tree.
This is our little Cindy.
I told you.
She gonna be okay.
I told you. Bless her
We
heart.
love her. You're kind. You're smart.
You're beautiful.
You're beautiful.
You smart. You not slow.
It just be going over my head sometimes.
right.
Sometimes,
Sometimes. Can't catch a
Oh,
ball.
that's a money tree. John just said that was the tree.
I know.
I know. I know. But I told you at the same time she was pulling out the lavender,
Right.
so she didn't know. So it was
Where we
the
was at.
same time. We had the same thought. We were connected.
Right.
I got it.
Me too.
But actually, if you replant it, it'll get,
More money.
yeah. Mine grew big.
More money. Girl, y'all think I be tripping? Y'all be saying some things that I could easily, you know what I'm saying?
We got two.
I let so much go. Y'all just don't know.
We got a couple of viewers right now. Hi guys.
Hey,
It's not that we don't know either, but we just we in our medicine, so
Right.
we know it after. Like, yeah,
Right.
that's what we meant to do.
Listen, y'all on the pause button. That's what it is.
Hey, replay.
Delayed
We
reaction.
heard it twice the first time.
Right. But yeah, man. But we sitting out here in front of Chantel's Just Until, famous restaurant here in Sanford, Florida. Historical.
Give him a little view.
Give him a shot. There you go.
Give you a 360, y'all.
We outside, as they say nowadays.
Outside
Right. We outside like they ain't never been out the house before.
on a Wednesday.
Right. We
Yeah, hump
outside,
day.
y'all. Yeah, but man.
It's good to be alive.
Great to be alive. Yes, indeed. Shout that every day for the rest of your life. I guarantee you keep a smile on your face at least once, sometime during that day. What you say? Talking to yourself again?
The light.
The light? Oh, the halo over your head. That's what you
Want
want.
a
Yeah.
cooler, Cindy? Cindy, want a cooler?
I'd love one.
Can I get some ice water, please?
Hell no.
Thank you. You're so kind. But
I got my
yeah,
tea here. Today I
Yes,
have
tea.
mullein and tea.
mullein
This is
tea.
mullein. The one.
I still got some.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got some mullein tea and some ashwagandha.
I'm all out of avocados. Avocados straight. I put it on a sandwich, pizza,
What's good?
everything. Yeah. I messed around and bought a cheese pizza for the first time in my life.
Why on earth would you do that?
Exactly. That's what I always told myself. What's the point? I might as well make a grilled cheese.
Right.
But
You might as well just eat bread and cheese.
right. I haven't cooked it yet. I went to give you a couple of frozen home run in pieces, but they didn't have the big ones. They just had the little personal ones. They was only $3.30 so. So I, me and Charlie tell them home run in pieces up. That's our hometown pizza.
Open a bottle of tomato sauce and just taste it like.
Which one? We got pineapple star
I
fruit.
love pineapple
Wow.
and I love star fruit. Thank you. Is it a twister?
Yep.
All right, get that for you.
John. It's already done. Thank you. Look. Oh
Had to
my
make 'em-
gosh.
You know you
Now
gotta
you
make.
the man
You got to
feel
make
right
feel
bad.
needed.
You know?
You got to make them feel needed. Even if you don't need them, you go. Hey, let me. There you go.
That's why brothers be
Blessings.
passing y'all up on their flats when
Hey.
y'all got flats. Yeah, everybody will be
Hey.
self-sufficient till they need a man around.
Hey, just make them feel needed. We
Well,
know
they
we don't
they gotta
need you
learn
to
those lessons, though.
take off. I don't need you to take off my socks, but you want to. Here you go. Don't take off my socks. There you go.
Yes, you do.
Thank you.
Sit back feeling great.
Listen, I don't need it, but I see you. Hey, so hey, Now, when I need you to, I'm gonna still need that same enthusiasm. Now, don't be worried about I cuss you out. But hey, I need my sock off.
See your ass on the top.
See, I'm just saying. Hey,
Hey,
I remember on the first foot rub,
you got a sock
I was like,
you
hey,
need
don't
taken
do
off?
that if you let.
You got a sock you need taken off?
I don't
I know. I know. That's why you messing with us.
You're so special. I love you, Cindy. You okay?
Anyway,
Chantel, you all right.
listen.
Now, but hey,
Warrants
y'all,
no
this is my
reply.
first homie here in Sanford.
My Florida friend.
Yeah, but not, yeah,
No?
yeah, I would
Yes?
have to say so, yeah.
I know.
Me and Charlie pulled up here. We moved in here on the 1st of July. I think that was, yeah, it was a Saturday night. So we was looking for something to eat. She was the first spot we hit. We saw black folks, like, hey, there we go. You know what I mean? Pulled up in the back. Just so happened her entertainment was coming in too. Young lady, Kelly. It's not rain, right? Oh,
Yeah.
Olivia.
Yeah.
Kells. That's the last time. No, I was on track. But anyway, she was at, she was getting out of the car. Me and Charlie asked, hey, what's this joint about? She's like, oh, come on in, check it out, blah blah blah. Couldn't find out she the entertainment. We're like, oh, we got the spot here, and hey, the rest is history.
That's
Here we
right.
go,
Hey, there we go.
podcasting and
That's right.
everlasting and
Now I can't get rid of his ass.
hey, like a rash.
No.
No,
What? He said like a rash.
right.
The first thing you want to do is get rid of a rash, brother.
With
Oh
some
my
rashes.
God, what are we
Right,
talking about?
right. What kind of rash do you want to keep?
Oh,
Y'all, we just went
from tits to
Li-
rash.
right, listen. This is the spontaneity is killing me.
Oh, God.
Especially with the rash part. Really?
Anyway.
Y'all, why men don't live as long as women. That's all I'm saying. For one to keep
They
rashes
live
around.
Longer.
Want to keep rashes around.
No, men live longer when they're married.
When they're what? Yes, but the ones that don't, because we have to hear this thing. No, baby, you need to clear up that rash. You can't have that. You can't keep that around.
That's not
It
normal.
wasn't me with the rash. Y'all with
What?
the rash.
It's not a mosquito bite.
Oh.
I said, you know what? Never mind. I'm just.
She was about the TMI.
You was about to beat me down with your dumbness. I was gonna be dumber to argue with you. So you right.
Hey, you can learn a lot from it, Dummy. What you talking
Not
about?
me.
Educate
Not
me.
today.
Educate me.
You got it. You is smart.
You
You is
kind.
beautiful. You- If you go right
man.
this way, you be the fuck out. of my
Right,
business.
right.
That's-
See, you ever see the movie The Help?
You know, maybe a long while ago now.
Yeah, well, anyway, that's where that little saying come from. She was
You did say
First
well
little white
anyway.
girl.
That's what that's not.
What did you say?
Respectful to go. Well anyway. It's not.
I was
not-
telling her too. Anyway.
Okay, all right. But you were just saying you. If I was to say that to you, you'd be like, "What? Did you just say no?" You cut off. I'm like, well, anyway.
I didn't
How
cut
long
off.
we been on this, y'all?
On what? The podcast?
Hour
We're
and
at the 1
23.
hour, 23-minute mark and 30 seconds.
And I think we got 3 people looked in. That's just joking. We've seen more than
But
that.
we end up with hundreds of views as folks don't, you know what I mean? I guess
Thousands.
it'd be after the fact.
And
right.
if not, if we change your mind and entertain you of us just talking random, it's got this little thing we can pay for. By the way, y'all, and this is business, right? And fun. So I've been doing this little $19 a month subscription, which I don't mind doing. But I want to do the one that AI can take when we do talk about something for long periods of time.
Yeah,
It'll take out the dead space and send little clips.
right.
But it costs $15 more.
Okay.
So if I can get y'all maybe $7.50 each, then we can get that too.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. There it is.
I got
Hey,
you.
yeah, I know
It's
you do.
$28 a month.
Negative. That's not what I said. Oh, with all together. No, that's more than that.
30. 750 times.
Why
4
I
is
gotta
30.
go through all of that? That
I'm
man,
just saying,
all
the
you
math
gotta
is
worry
done.
about is your $7.50.
No, I'm saying I hit you with 30 bucks at once. Now you got to keep worrying about sending you 750 every week.
No, I said a month.
Oh, a month. I thought you said a week. Give me some clarification.
What you mean?
We on every week. So I'm
Yeah,
thinking
ain't got
seven
nothing to
figure
do
week.
with nothing.
All right. You know what I would like to do is at some point I believe after I get out this situation here, this blessing that's coming to me,
Yeah,
is that we take that brother up on that off at that studio.
you got it. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Cool. Or
That he
over
said
in his
also.
space.
Right.
Listen, I'm ready to go,
I think that's gonna be nice.
but I think you got that at least first time.
Right.
If I'm like, oh, I love that so much. Okay, I'm gonna put in on it.
Right.
If not, be like,
That's bad.
but no, but
go
just
like
for the love and the support of it too. I love that. But yeah.
And then the fact after the podcast, we ain't got to go nowhere to party. We can go right to the jam session. You know,
Well, I
Yeah,
have
I
to
wasn't
get the
going nowhere
nap
anyway.
before I
Nap.
can nap. Yeah.
I was gonna play right there. That's why I spit already. I was messing up. But yeah, that sounds cool.
I couldn't enjoy it
Talking
last
about the
time.
space, Orlando Spaces. What is it
No,
called?
inner space.
Inner Space.
They're actually on YouTube.
Yes, awesome,
These young
awesome.
brothers,
Inner
Shout
space.
out, love. I got to play my guitar, y'all. Man,
Yeah.
it wasn't that great, but Hey, that's the only way I'm gonna get better to mess up. So I'm ready to mess up and figure it out and look awkward. And next thing you know, I'll be doing it. I'll be riding around the country playing. Give me one reason to stay here.
I saw you on the sidewalk out there singing that
Bourbon
one song.
Street,
Right,
yes,
yeah.
I went.
Okay,
I
what-
can give us some flowers.
Right. Check out.
Write my
Check out.
name in the
Check out. More better than
sand. Right. And listen, there were people on the top.
Throwing beads and shit
That
at you.
listen, they was like, "Wow," and I wanted to scream at them, but I was like, well, if I scream at you, I can't sing the song.
Right,
I got
right.
you, though. I'm with you, So
They look like you
Hey.
having a good time out there.
listen, anywhere I go, I'm gonna have a
Cool.
good time.
Right.
Cause sleep feel too good.
Right.
And what I mean by that is, if I'm not gonna have a good time, I'm going home and going to bed.
Right.
And boom. And if nothing else, I'm gonna have a good time sleeping. Cause you know how much work more I gotta do.
Yeah. But man, you out there on that bike, you make sure you carry some water with you because you had big concern earlier.
Oh yeah, today.
Dehydrated, then you disappear on us, man.
Yeah, it was.
Can't be doing that.
John, it was one of them. It was one of them days that, you know, I love people. You know, I love most things what I do,
Right.
and it's layers to who we are. And one layer of me is always telling people what to do, but that's not every layer of me. And it's sometimes I don't want to tell nobody what to do or
Right.
suggest. I just want to listen and learn or do nothing.
Right.
And I kind of get to my listen. Please don't call me, ask me nothing because I ain't got nothing. So it's not that I just need and that's I think where I was for about an hour. I just
Okay.
and then that's all. Didn't know I needed it till it came, boom, just like that.
Right.
Because I could feel myself just like, okay, wait a minute, what you control is you. That's all. Yeah. That's all it
Sound
was.
like you need to take the Nestle plunge. You just fall back into your pool.
And-
Cool out.
Well, it wasn't something physical I could do. It was, it's just to be to myself and just hear dead space, air, and whatever it is.
That's why I can't wait to get back in the water. That you guys
Yeah.
can sail. I'm always by the lake or something.
Yeah.
So imagine
And is it
my-
how much of your body can touch the water?
just up to like I don't know if I'm gonna dress myself, but you see that cord is right there.
Okay.
So right about there.
So you ain't went out there on your knees?
Hell no.
What?
Because for one, I can't afford to get this thing wet, this here, because the salt water eat through the fiber cord. The fiber optic cord. So
Okay.
yeah. You remember when I first got here, I told you guys how I had my chair sitting there in the water, and then as the tide was coming in, I didn't think about the floor movement. So my big ass fell backwards into the ocean. Good thing I at least had on at least had on a tegaderm patch, so
Okay.
so my wound didn't get wet. But yeah, messed up my box, everything. That's why I always carry extra kit,
Okay.
just in case, So yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Look at it.
But no, this ain't something you want to go swimming around.
I got you. I got you.
They was
You don't
already
go get your feet
surprised.
in there?
Sometimes I walk
Okay,
through
okay.
there.
In the Gulf or in
The Atlantic. He got the Gulf over there.
I'm sorry,
He don't go over to the West Coast that much.
I love the West Coast. I love that, what I'm saying. I'm like when my granddaughters come down, they like to see the sunset. So I'll be like, hey, we're going to watch the sunrise and the sunset the same day. So we'd be up at Daytona in the morning, take that ride on down to, but I'd like to go to Sunset Beach
Mm.
down there by Tampa.
You know you can see the sunset
Right,
and
either
rise
off
in the same
there,
same spot.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I was like, in your house.
yeah. But no, I like to see it go down in the water, come up
I
out the
got
water,
you.
go
I
down
get
in the
something
water.
about that.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
greatest thing is, I remember the first sunrise I watched. It was off the Lake Michigan. I was at Foster Beach. This is I think I was in my Daytona. I had bought a brand new Daytona when I got out the academy, and so I'm sitting there and watching the sunrise. It's like it was incredible because I didn't know all I would see at first was this gold. Everything was gold. I'm like, wow. Then
Yeah.
it reminded me of the song by Stevie Wonder, and he said, "Stay gold." And a coach of mine mentioned that to me when I was a sophomore. He was like, "Man, the first person that really let me know that he sees, outside of your parents, let you know that they really see something in you. He was like, 'Hey, John, stay gold.'" And I'm like, "What?" He said, "Stay gold." Then I watched that movie, The Outsider, and that's when I heard Stevie Wonder's song, "Stay gold." You know what I mean? So yeah. Then I started to see, everything. It's all
Stay gold
relative. It's all
means to
relative.
you.
Be pure. Stay pure. Stay your natural, pure self. Don't tarnish what's in you. Especially because I've always been expressive. You know what I mean? So like I say, I'd have
And they
made a
can
hell of a
see the
lot more money.
innocence in that.
I'd have made a hell of a lot more if I'd really keep my mouth shut. But I always spoke up when I saw injustice and shit. You know what I mean? I just, couldn't see folks getting pushed around. A lot of folks got pushed around because they didn't know how to fight back.
Right.
You know?
Didn't see courage.
Right.
Never seen it out front.
Right, exactly.
Seen people be bullied and just
Exactly.
give in, and so that's what
They
that's
just follow
what
suit,
taught to
you know
do,
what I'm
right?
saying? Right now, man.
And for their
People for that.
so-called leaders too.
Yeah, some
you know?
aspects you just got to take.
Yeah. So what? Right.
Yeah, you got to fight, man.
If I don't do it, then who am I waiting
You
for?
got to go keep getting your ass kicked, but you
Right.
fight. At least
Nobody coming. You in?
Right. At least they know you gonna fight back, and they gonna think twice.
Hey, and if they don't, hey,
Hey,
I'm
tear that ass up.
let's
Sooner or later,
go.
you gonna get the best.
Hey,
you know
come
what
on,
I
I'm
mean?
gonna learn something.
Right.
Hey, I ain't gonna.
So you say it means you stay pure?
Stay your natural, pure self. Yes, because what you're doing is, people might not like it,
Truth.
but it's the truth. Right.
It don't need nobody. It stand all by
What is
itself.
gold to you?
Like, well, I'm looking up here what it means. I know what you're saying.
But that's why I asked them what it means to.
Gold comes, this is measured in carats, right? I looked it up. It's measured in carats. And not orange carrots. CARAT.
K-A-R.
Sorry, KAR.
Wait, it is
Yeah, KAR.
Oh, I thought you was explaining the CAR.
KARAT. Y'all, I'm tired.
Okay, come on with
It's been a long
it. Spit
day.
that knowledge.
I must
Spit the
get it back.
logistics, G. As y'all used to say in the club.
Yeah, I mean, it comes, what they say here 14 carat, 10 carat, you know that.
Yeah.
So it depends, and 24 carat is what the highest?
Supposed to be the softest.
Is the softest?
Yeah, right.
Right. So, you talking about 24 karat gold?
No, I'm talking about the gold that's in your spirit. The gold
Like the
is
highest of light, right?
I guess. I took it
In comparison to gold, yes, it would be the purest form.
The purest one.
Yes, everything they take within, they comes from this first,
Right.
not tarnished with anything.
Right.
It's soft and hard as it needs to be. Yeah. Kaposh.
I'm not sure.
And if you was talking about them other carrots, Want them baby ones, them big ones, clean them dirty, whatever. How they are, we good enough.
Right, right.
Some nutrition for
Well,
you.
all improve your vision, man.
Hold on.
There's some vampires
Excuse
in
me.
here.
Right.
There's some vampires out here.
Yeah.
Oh, they getting you?
Said tail blocking the wind. So
Ah.
making sure they ain't getting her legs, but
They want you now.
right. You got some
I got big legs, so oh well. Ain't going nowhere. Matter of fact, I lose any more weight, they're gonna be flabby. I gotta work out. I'm like, man, I was like, wait a minute, this here,
Yeah, mine.
I gotta do something.
I gotta
Hold up.
push up.
that there.
Yeah, I've been doing
That
something.
there.
And,
Like, show you
and then
some
this
banners
here,
that sums
we're
up
doing
that
it.
cheek, you know what I
They
mean?
say if I can do 100 knee claps a day in the morning on an empty stomach, if I can do 100 ankle thing, and I can do 100 something else, I won't have no belly and no love.
handles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and something else to tighten them up. I said, okay, 100 on an empty stomach. I did like 4 so far,
Right.
but I just found it out yesterday.
Hey, you gotta
So
just start
I'm like, hey,
sometime.
I'll build up. I said, I think I can do at least 10 to start off 20.
By the middle
and
of
I'll
July,
do that.
you'll be straight.
Yeah, and if I stay with it, at least a couple days a week to gradually get to 4 days and 5, and I said, okay,
Right.
because I know Rome wasn't built to the day, and it'll make if I set this goal for myself, I'll get better, and I want to do better, and I see how health is so important in our
Everything.
as we get older. And either you're going to do the work now or you're going to pay for it later. So, hey, what you waiting on? It's you.
Yeah,
That time.
they should be gone. No, they
Maybe if you
usually
slide the fan over a little more.
no, they usually leave by like sunset, right?
That's when they come out.
You feel that? She like, I'm
Yeah.
cold. We don't want that fan.
No,
on.
I ain't cold.
Oh, okay.
See, that way with that breeze, they won't be able to fly. So
Yeah.
They eat my sugar blood.
Yeah. Sitting there messing with money trees and all.
I
the
told
money
you, man.
trees is the perfect place for shade.
Well,
know
y'all.
how I feel.
I think somebody give some lasting notes. We'll let everyone speak. And
Start with you first, young lady.
oh man, I wanted to go second.
You know what I'm
But,
saying?
okay.
Take it out.
Why you couldn't do it? You started off, John. You in the middle. John in the middle. Where you at? Go ahead, John. Start us off.
Let's start you off. Here we go, folks. This is a closing commentary. I just say, man, like I was saying a minute ago, man, love yourself. Love yourself. Everyone else that's worthy.
How does
Of
one
your
love
love.
themselves?
How does one love themselves? You love yourself by respecting yourself. The best way to love yourself is I can't speak for everybody, but for me, is to continue to honor my parents. You know what I'm saying? Carry myself as if they still looking. Because one of my biggest fears was, like I said, having Miss Johnson call my mama saying John was out there doing this, and that. And I come through the door, I got to deal with mama. I got to deal with daddy. I got to deal with my brothers, my sisters. You know what I'm saying? So you want to keep yourself intact.
Accountability.
Exactly. So even
Keep
though mom
yourself
been gone
accountable.
since 91, Pop's been gone since 98, I still try to honor them by conducting myself accordingly. And that's what love is about. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I tell folks,
self-respect.
people say God is love. So if God is love and you are of love, then aren't
That's
you
in
of
you.
God? You know what I mean?
Then you are
So
God.
it's in you, it's through you, right? So
God's not
but
always
people-
external.
yeah,
It's
people have
internal as
gotten
well.
really upset at me when I tell them that. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, I feel sorry for you that you don't think of yourself like that.
That you don't think of yourself
hey,
as being
right.
the God of
Exactly.
you to make. Yeah,
come on,
why
man.
not?
So you go ahead on with your artificial, whatever you do you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do me, and let's be happy. You know what I'm saying? At least I'm gonna be. But you do your thing, man.
And some people, like you say, moving to know to share it and to just give it to them. You know, and without emotion. Don't be upset, that they don't maybe get or not where you
Oh
are,
no, right,
because
right.
there was a time you wasn't where you
Journey
were.
ain't for everybody, right? There's once upon a time I was on that other
And-
side
yeah,
too. You
and
know what I
nobody
mean?
could say, but it had to be somebody
Exactly.
to either you found out something s- made it made you acceptable and open to it, and when you got it, you was like, "Ooh."
Right,
So,
right.
and that's how people are, right now. And hey,
Yeah.
some of them just comfortable, don't want to learn nothing, don't even want to hear you
Just
talk,
right. Just
because they
love.
don't want to have to deal with
Those are
what
the
you might
ones,
teach them.
right? Those are the ones you was talking about that always.
Ain't
looking
that
at
the
you.
dumb shit?
Oh my God! What did you say again? I need to hear it again because
I said,
it lit her fuse.
yeah, I said some people won't even want to hear you talk because they're afraid what you might say might change their mind.
Exactly.
They might had them thinking the same. She's like, wait, hey, I don't want to hear that because
Right.
you gonna make me change, and I don't ready for that.
That's because
I don't want to have to deal with stuff I don't know.
Right. That's because your light is irritating to their demons. You know what I mean?
Well,
That is
some don't even know,
that's a
like you
demon
say,
reaction.
they don't even know they feel that way. You hear me?
Yeah.
They shut it down. Don't even know they feel that. And the reason why I said not everybody, something, because I said it to one person, and I said it to him without even, I, and they kept telling me about something. I won't say what we were talking about,
Right.
but they kept telling me, and I said, well, let me speak. And they kept telling me, I said, well, let me speak. Kept telling me, I said, listen, you only let me speak, so you're afraid I might already,
Right.
like I'm gonna change your mind.
Right.
She goes, no, no, and she goes, I'm gonna let you speak, because let's see, right?
Right.
And I
challenge
said something.
you to tell
Right.
Right.
And all I did is give her more information that she
Right.
didn't know.
Right.
It wasn't that I came up and I'm the queen or king.
Right.
No, you just didn't know that information. And yeah, it changed her mind.
She was just
And I
brain
just said,
fried.
I appreciate you listening.
Right.
But I couldn't be mad because like I said, she just was, no.
Like, what
But
if-
she didn't think for 1 second that she was some information she didn't know.
Yeah, and it's just like people's perception.
But they don't
sometimes
miss
of
what they
other
don't know, though.
It-
You
it's
know
just-
how doctrine is in your brain. You know about Jesus. Okay? So if somebody was to say Jesus didn't exist, no, what you mean? You might be mad and upset with them. And then they might give you some information that it, is foreign to you. And then what? Or you can do, they ain't necessarily changing your mind. They're just giving you some
You gotta
information.
be open minded. That's it.
But some think they are. They are open. This is what they've been taught. Their mothers, their father's father, their father's father. This is
So then it's just a one
It's
way. It's
genetic.
an
It's the
entry.
doctrine.
It's
in
a-
the doctrine.
right.
Yeah, it's one way. They're
Right.
not willing to
Yeah.
hear what you have to say.
Right.
So it's just one direction.
Because it's that fear
And
of
that
change.
makes it
It's,
ignorance.
right. It's that fear of change. It's that fear of accepting the fact that you've been misled your whole life. You know what I mean? To conform to what other people think you should be. You know what I mean? And what you should follow. But once that veil come off your eyes, it don't happen to all of us. Especially when that pineal gland open up. You know what I'm saying? You got to go be receptive to it, or you're gonna be like, oh man, that's bullshit. I'm gonna trust what I've been taught all my life instead of this.
Right.
When you get to that new light and you get to that new information, you know what I'm saying? As for me, when it happened to me, I spent the next 2-3 years pissed off like crazy because I'm like, I've been miseducated and misled my entire life. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so that's why, I'm like, hey, this is what I'm about. This is what I'm on. You know what I mean? Hey, I love you. But if that ain't what you're about, man, if you ain't about that peace and love, man, please just stay away from me.
Right.
Keep that bullshit to yourself. 'Cause
And at the same time, as you feel that
way,
way, it's some who don't who feel totally against it.
exactly.
And you got to be
And
fine
I'm cool
with
with
it.
that.
Right.
That's why I say you
Love
stay
is
over there.
accepted.
I'm gonna be over here. I'm
No,
gonna
No,
still
but
pray
y'all
for
can
you.
be
I'm
together
gonna pray
though.
for you and love you. No,
But come
you can't
together.
bring those negative spirits
Mm-mm.
around when I'm trying to be my light.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying? I can't
get
keep
it,
having
John.
your shadow over me. I can't keep having that
But now I'm
negative.
not talking about
you know, so that,
negative.
you
I was
know-
just talking about a doctrine.
Right,
I was talking about how people believe,
right.
not negative.
But most
Because
folks,
somebody can believe what they feel and what they know and it not affect you.
Yeah, but a
And that
lot
has
of
nothing to do
people,
with darkness.
but a lot of people, when you start speaking against the grain that you've been taught your entire life, you know what I'm saying? Just
But
like
you don't have to
nowadays,
do
you know
that.
what I'm
We
saying?
can
People
still
look at their friends as their enemies because you voted this way and I voted this way. That don't mean we got to be enemies. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I look at things different than what you look at.
Well,
Once
that's what I'm
upon a
saying.
time,
Don't
that
make
didn't
it like
matter.
they got to
You
stay on
know,
that
right,
side.
right,
Then if it don't matter, then they got to stay. We can still come together.
right.
We can
You
still
know what I'm
be
saying? You can
together and
think
be
differently
okay.
from me, but you can't come with that negativity and that hate and
Right.
shit that most folks bring
But listen,
when
when you
you
say
think different
ignorant,
than that.
that's
You
a
know what I mean?
judgment. You
You
say
know?
negative, that's not judgment. That's something you can control. But when you say ignorant, because somebody don't believe how you believe, it ain't necessarily ignorant.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know.
No, no, not saying that they don't believe, but it's just like they're not open to understanding.
Well,
You know,
again,
and
belief is not knowing. If you believe something, then you don't know it.
right.
All right.
Well,
So,
not knowing is ignorance.
well, no, not no. You don't miss what you don't know. I, I can't. I can
The
tell you.
unwilling to the
You're not
unwillingness to
willing.
learn
You're
is
not
the
willing
ignorance part.
Right, and
When
I
you get
get
that
to open your
information,
perception
right?
and see it a
You
different
know, so when you
way.
get that information and you chose to ignore it, that's cognitive dissonance.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
That is ignorance. Like you said, even that root word right there, ignore, is the root word
Right,
of
right,
ignorance. So you
right,
chose
right,
to different from naive,
right.
different from having a belief and knowing. I can believe all day um, something. I know. Listen, I know my mother is.
Right.
I know that my name is Chantel. Nobody. I don't have to believe
Right.
it. I know it. It is. So when someone has a belief in something and that's what they feel and they'll die for it, okay, then to accept that, and I can feel the same way about whatever I believe or know or whatever, and we can perfectly get along as best friends, and I have still the respect for them because they honor whom they are and what they just as much as I, and we still friends, and we still sisters, and we still brothers, and we still, and they got my back, and there it is. To be awoke in that consciousness of what you do when ain't nobody looking, the truth, like you said, that makes you that your parents are looking at you, so you make sure you keep yourself accountable. Oh well, I ain't doing that because my
That's the
mom,
integrity.
my mom, right,
That's integrity.
right.
You know, when you do the
Yeah.
right thing even when no one's looking.
Yes,
You know.
there it is. And so
Yeah.
that there, no matter what you believe, or I know I'd be good with you.
Right.
I'd be like, hey, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
But somebody say, hey, look at you. I'm gonna take this.
Right.
Now I ain't saying I got a judgment on you, because I deal with them people too. But
Right.
it's certain things you told me what you is. So now when I'm thinking about what I need to do in my life, I'm probably not gonna call on that one
Right.
who's gonna be doing some sneaky things.
Right.
And he's already told me. I ain't judging him, but he told me.
But it's just like if you, because I'm using that example of my friend Veronica, she had her own cleaning service. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And you don't just want to take anybody inside somebody's house to help them clean their
Right.
house because your reputation is on the line. You take some jerk with you that's gonna lift that ring. You know what I'm saying? That could have been that setup to see. You know what I mean? And that ring disappear.
Now you
You don't
lost.
know nothing about it, but you done lost your client, and you know what I'm saying. You might have got that client through word of mouth. You know what I mean? And now you know that word of mouth is on the negative end because you done had some jerk come in that you thought you was helping out, and they ended up screwing you. So
Gotta have some
yeah,
discernment.
yeah, you got
Everybody ain't,
can't
it's
take
your
everybody
friend.
everywhere. You know what I mean? Can't take everybody.
And everybody ain't your enemy.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's true.
On my closing part, I'll say a little riddle that I think would be appropriate for that.
Okay.
Miss Cindy, you got some closing words for the people?
You want me to? You want to do the riddle first?
No, no, no.
You want me to say? Listen, all I gotta say is be a good human.
Yeah.
Be a what?
Be a good human.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Be a good person. Right? Well,
And if you ain't sure what a good person is, don't approach somebody with some stuff that you wouldn't want somebody to approach you with.
right.
Ask yourself the question first.
Right.
And Just that. I mean, that's a basic.
If
How
you
would
don't
I
want it
feel?
done to
What
yourself,
would
why
I
are you
think?
doing it
You
to
know what I'm saying?
someone
What would
else?
be my reaction?
Period.
Put yourself in that shoe
That's
first.
it.
You know,
And it's a small way
Yeah.
to do it.
And perception.
yeah.
Change your perception. I
We
have a
was talking
quick
about that
story.
earlier. My first podcast was principles, perspective, and preparation.
Here's this book that I was reading over this.
Yeah, because your perception is only yours.
Yeah.
And that's
No,
and
it's-
if you have a perception, then you're assuming
it's a quick story.
versus asking the question.
The author was on a train. I'll give you guys the name of the book later. Of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That's it. Okay. So he's on and he's talking about perception. Change your perception. You gotta really like.
You got to consider other ways.
Okay. Here's the quick story. So he's on the New York subway, and pulls into the station, and a man comes in with his kids, and his kids are just like running all over the train station, causing havoc. And the dude is just sitting there like this. And so this guy, the author, is trying to read his paper, and he's just getting annoyed. So he looks over to the man and says, "Sir, do you think you should, tell your kids to calm down a little bit?" And he said, "I guess I should, right? He just came from the hospital, and their mom died. So I guess I should." Instantly, his perception changes because what did you think at first?
Leave those
Like,
babies
he
alone.
just-
Right.
Yeah,
right,
he just
right,
got, he don't take care of his kids and blah 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 blah
right,
blah.
right.
But sometimes when you think it's one thing, when you're looking and
Yeah.
sometimes it might be a little bit more.
Yeah.
Now I'm experiencing that currently. I'm very private. This is the most that I've y'all heard from Cindy. Okay.
Sunday.
Cindy.
So you're hearing from Sunday.
Oh, so you heard
Not
that
Cindy
too.
Fancy,
You heard that too.
but Sunday.
I'm not gonna say that.
I had to say something.
Whatever.
It was the truth. Hey,
right.
whether I say it or not.
But people,
Sunday.
like sometimes I'm not able to attend a lot of events and whatnot, right?
Right.
And people just judge and assume what they think I'm doing.
Right.
And I mean, like I wear so
That's
many
none of your
hats.
business.
It's really not, and I don't tell them shit. I only want
Let 'em
an
assume.
explanation.
Right.
I can't be there. I can't be there
Right.
because there are some people that feel you need to give people an explanation. Why? Why?
Right.
Yeah.
Would Donald Trump have to give you an explanation? No, he wouldn't. You really wouldn't. So just respect people. That's it.
Yeah.
And stop
Especially
judging.
if you want that for yourself,
Right.
you know?
Right.
You wouldn't want that to be done and show someone to do that for you. So don't you then do it. Be the change that you're asking.
Yeah.
And that you're come on.
That was last week's topic.
Yeah,
Be
you
the change.
want-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, and it is a topic daily.
That's
Yeah.
I'm about to say.
It is.
Yeah. That's
Be
a
the
daily.
change.
Every time you open your mouth, be careful.
You open your
Yeah.
eyes every
Right,
time you
right.
blink.
Right.
Change
Yeah.
your perception.
Yeah.
You know.
Your world is through your own eyes.
Yeah. And it's not so much you even have to change it. You just have to consider others.
Right.
Just consider other
Yeah,
and
stop being
before you
selfish.
can even consider someone else, you have to have a selfish question to yourself. Hey, how would I want somebody to say that to me?
That's putting
How
your
would I-
perspective on the scale. You know what I
Right.
mean? You know?
And you checking yourself.
Right.
Check it, and maybe it'll be difficult at first, but hey, the more you do it,
Right.
you know, it becomes easier, and then effortless. You do it without being because you've done it.
Becomes your principle.
Yes, it is who you are.
Right.
Some people can say like so and so did so and so, and I'll be like, yeah, that was probably me. I probably did that. And then somebody say, oh, and you said that.
It sounds like something I would say, you know.
I say,
I don't
I probably-
recall, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, but I know I'll say it. But
Right,
if somebody
right.
say, I'll be like, no, I ain't say that. I never did that.
No,
And they like, no, you did. I
It's just
said
something
no.
totally out your character. You know?
Yeah.
So like I had to tell someone years ago.
I had to cringe when they said it. I was like, oh no, I never know. They're like, yes, you did. I said, no, baby, I don't even want to repeat what you said.
Right.
Yeah, maybe you have me mixed,
Right.
but it's okay.
I remember someone at one point tried to tarnish my name and on my reputation, and this guy come telling me he was highly upset at what he heard, you know, that he was told. I handed him my phone, you know. I said, man, you can dial any number in there, tell them what you just told me, and they would tell you that ain't John. You know what I mean? No, dude, you've been lied to. John wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
That's
saying? I
all.
say just down any number. I'm not gonna tell you to call.
right.
It's 200 motherfuckers in that phone. Pick one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even I say you might even say, hell, about 25% of them pissed off at me right now.
But they
You
gonna
know,
tell
but
you.
but they gonna tell you, no, that nigga wouldn't have done that shit. You know what I'm saying? That ain't him, man. Matter of fact, he despised that type of shit. You know,
Yeah.
so whoever
Yeah.
told you that, man, is straight misleading you.
Right.
You know, for their own. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? For their
And
own
you ain't
bullshit.
talking about no year or two, because people can change.
Yeah.
How you say people can, for so long.
Yeah.
They probably can go through a couple seasons, maybe
Yeah.
three.
But you can't spend
Somebody
a lifetime
committed,
being who you
They
are.
can go
Right,
through
right,
4, but they ain't gonna repeat around.
Right.
They're gonna either move locations, or something, So
I was telling John about my multiple personality.
John, we know about 7 of them. What you talking about? Yeah, you was right, multiple.
There's a bad
When I know
biatch
edition.
back there, right?
Hey, oh yeah, she told me the morning she said this motherfucker is in a glass that break in case of emergencies.
Yeah, she's the break that glass chick. Break, yeah.
See what
in
you
case
made me
of-
do?
Right,
Exactly.
right,
See, I was walking down the hall, and boom, I had to
And she like last in line, okay? She way back there.
Right, right.
But let me tell you,
Don't want to tell
okay, when
nobody
she be
about
like,
that
You know,
person.
just
she
where
be like,
she
she'll
at.
snatch me. Come here, Cindy. You can't handle that. Let me at
I got this.
Grab up.
I guess. What is her name?
Sick chick.
Sick chick.
Sick chick.
She got names for them.
Right. SC. Don't
Listen,
make me go get SC on you.
I think I got just what you have, but I call it my closet. I have several outfits. I say I have outfits from the White House to the whole house, and in between that, I got ghetto, I got boss,
Mansions.
I got leader, I got
Penthouses.
follower, I got scared, I got every outfit to fit. I got beat your ass. I
Right.
wish you would. I got. Some of them still got Vaseline in it in the pockets. Hear me? So my point is, all I got is several outfits to take, and then several of them I ain't used in years.
Right.
I forgot I even have them. But however, I got it.
Right. It's still there.
Just like that sick chick.
Right.
I ain't used it in years. Like shout out, I would have, but I can still fit it.
I was almost actually ready to press the delete button. Like, no, you know what? I just might
Just
need
put it,
you
just
one
throw
day.
it right.
I might need
Right,
you one
right,
day.
right.
Hey, listen,
You know,
one of them churn might,
Yeah,
and
she
you
don't want-
might have to show one of your own churn.
she was like, "Come here, come. You
Because
want
ain't
some?"
nobody gonna believe
right,
it.
right, right.
I
This
got
is
you.
what's in you.
Talking about, I know what's in you, baby, because I put it in you.
Your daughter
You
might come
trying
home
to-
with a story. Mama,
Right.
I tried, but that girl just pushed. No, that's
No,
okay,
no,
baby.
baby.
It's normal.
I already know.
It's normal.
I know what you did, girl. Don't, I
You
put that
gotta
there.
tell me what happened. Just tell me what she said. I'm gonna tell you how you reacted. Mama, how you know?
Mhm.
Who the hell you think you got it from?
Right. Talking about, well, you here standing with me, so that's part of your daddy too.
Right.
They ain't arrest you.
You know,
So, but no.
that's your
That's,
makeup.
that's,
That's the
that's
makeup.
that chick. She way back there.
Yeah,
Y'all don't have to
yeah.
worry about her.
Yeah.
Well, we ain't worried.
Yeah, y'all don't have to. She's really behind like a really thick glass.
She worried.
Right.
She worried.
She said I almost brought it
She's
out.
behind a thick glass.
So,
See what you
No,
made me
yeah.
do? I went to mine.
be cool, sweetheart. Keep it cool.
What's that
Cool.
movie? Snap? No,
Yeah.
it's not. No, it was a movie
That's
with
it.
Douglas, Michael Douglas. He was just a guy every day, did everything
Oh
he was gonna do.
yeah.
He and
He had
I
his
think-
briefcase and
had
something
his
happened to
brief-
him.
yeah,
What was that? Is it Traffic with him and Samuel L. Jackson?
I
Was it Traffic or
yeah,
something
I
like
don't
that it's
know, but
called?
he just
Oh, wait, Samuel
I
got
think,
him.
he was just
I think
boom.
so.
He just one day he was like, hey,
Yes.
And I remember being in line at a Kmart. This was in the 90s, 90. I want to say 96, and the guy whom there's a lot of famous people you often see at the Kmart was, but it was a guy who skipped somebody and jumped in line. We were waiting in line for a long time. There was only like 2 cashiers,
Right.
and the dude says, "Oh, he can wait. I'm skipping in here. He can wait." And the dude was behind me said, "No, I was in behind him." He said, "I've shot and killed people for less.
Oh,
I've been in
Lord.
the army or whatever, armed forces."
Right.
He says, And I'm coming here. He said, I ain't did nothing to you. I'm waiting in line like all these people. He says, but I know the way I feel right now, the way you just jumped up in here, I know I can feel it.
Right.
And I remember children. So I had to have no emotion.
Right.
You're making me real emotional.
Right.
Oh.
Listen, I was behind him like,
I would
That
leave
motherfucker get out
the
of line.
store.
listen,
I would
Took
leave
his
the store.
listen.
Took his
Some
ass
shit about to go
away.
He
down.
went right out the door.
Oh, right. There you go.
he left whatever he had.
You
All I can
supposed to.
I didn't even want to
Hey,
touch the brother. At first, I'm like,
Hey, you never know
Don't-
who you
you
fucking
don't know
with,
people,
man.
you
don't know
You
people.
fucking with people, man.
Everybody
Listen,
got their
yeah,
own journey,
stop.
and you never been
Young
there.
folks,
You
young
wasn't
brothers,
there.
young sisters, man. Everybody ain't out there to be your victim.
No.
You know, like I used to tell them kids I counsel, I would hate for you to run into somebody like me. You know what I mean? Please, people ain't trying to get their shit taken. People work too hard for their things, man, for you to just think you can come and take it. Come on, man. Everybody's on high alert for you. So cut it out, man. Y'all need to cut that out.
You talking to somebody specific?
I'm talking to whatever young person out there thinking that everybody is subject to be a mark.
old person
You know,
too.
all, you know what I'm saying?
Anybody,
When we
anything
was
that
coming
ain't
up,
yours.
we was taught not to mess with old folks because they ain't got time to
Shouldn't
be
mess with
fighting with
nobody.
you, right? But they ain't got time to be fighting with you. That means they gonna hurt you something serious within the first 5 seconds. So stop it.
Listen, if you know any senior
Stop
citizens
it.
that being taken advantage of,
Stand up for them.
give me a
Show them how
shout.
to defend
Inbox,
themselves. Something.
inbox.
Give them a sticker, a box cutter, something.
No,
You know.
no, there's seniors that get taken advantage of.
Yeah, that too.
John said, "Give him a box cutter,
A
race."
box
Some man, some
He getting ready to
equalizer. I
cut
call them equalizers. I think everybody needs to carry equalizers.
John, you real
especially women.
violent, you know.
Especially women. You know what I mean? Because man, in my time and for what I done, read and heard from my profession, man, women are just been. I honestly believe. I know this is off topic, but I honestly believe 80% of women had to either been violated or they had to fight off an attack at some point in their life, and that's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. And then when you look at the other side, boys ain't no safer.
Probably more than
They
80
ain't no
too.
safer. Yeah.
Around the same.
More than 80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't no safer.
I remember when I got divorced, my first husband, 9 children, my first marriage, and you know, I had we had always discussed about, hey, if we did get divorced, but I wouldn't get married because I'm like, who would want to marry me, a saint or a pedophile? And I'm like, I don't think God handing out them sainthoods like that. And then someone said, oh, you got to worry about them girls. I was like, and the boys.
Yeah.
I was like, because they'll think. I said I would think that's how a pedophile would think, because I'm so busy watching my girls that they'll try the boys. And I kept, always, I'm thinking, and of course I thought that, and I said, well, hey, I'll be so busy raising my kids, I ain't got time to teach a man how to be a daddy to my kids, or if this, and so all these things I had in my head, and then one day I said, you know what? I'm a good woman. I know if there's a man out there, as I am a woman, and there is. Man, I opened up the restaurant. I was bat in the mouth like flies. I was like, nope, nope, nope. And I would tell all the women, I said, listen, open up a restaurant, cook, hear me. They come, you have to beat them down. But my point is just, as you are a good person, if you are you yourself and know your worth, your value, there's going to be several people out that attracts. Does it take something to get there? Yeah, it takes you being exposed to you being that same vulnerable person, and always considering others. Even down to where it hurts you, but not kill you.
Right.
Especially for your children. But and for any family, love what children, to stay alive. But yeah, I forgot what my other points were. I got lost in the sauce.
Well, my AC's out.
Cindy!
Don't forget to change your filter, guys. We live in Florida. Whoever's in Florida.
I got an AC guy. Do you have one?
I called one in the Apopka, so he's coming.
Okay. He's
tomorrow,
coming
but
home.
I need an AC guy.
What time? Yeah, and yeah.
Okay.
Oh, perfect guy.
Yeah, is
Perfect.
he here in Sanford?
Yes, I think
You
he's
gotta
in
send
Layton
me his
area.
number anyway.
I'll make sure. Yes. Oh,
If I don't get Felix tomorrow, but he did say
okay.
he was gonna come, so
Okay. No problem.
mm,
My
change your
button's popping
filters.
loose. I ain't like nothing. I got my shorts on. I'm seeing that.
Somebody asked me
I
about
know. I'm just you up there giggling.
it. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, the one. If we walk down, we can buck them all. Yeah.
Funny. Look, we went past 2 hours.
Did we?
Hey.
Oh,
Did
did
you
I
give
get
us
my
your
closing
thing?
section?
Yeah, it's you. Yeah, what's your summation?
Yeah, I just said be a good human
Yeah.
That's
and
it.
perception.
And I know I wanted to do a riddle. Oh, sugar.
Okay, what's the riddle?
Oh, sugar.
Sugar, sugar.
Do the riddle.
Da-na-na. I'm trying to think. What was the riddle? I know a few of them. About people. Yeah, I'm wrapping it up. I definitely want to do that AI clips because this little dead space, at least they'll be able to hear a subject and keep things around that subject. I love how it works.
Right.
But I think what I was going to say is just summarizing what we were doing, talking about being the change, talking about not assuming, and being conscious, to be alert and keeping yourself accountable. Also, to really ask yourself first before you approach someone. And I will say this: sometimes as children we're petty, and as young folk we're petty, and as adults, women, although you're of the age of a woman, you still do petty things. We as women, to say things in a vague description, but yet won't go to that person, won't address that person. We'll mention it in a public setting or in a setting where several people are there, but you're talking about one person. Approach that person. If it's personal, approach them personally. If it's public, then bring it out publicly.
But Cal ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, I know.
Cal
I
ain't gonna
know.
do that.
I know,
Said
but
it.
but but I feel this. You need to know this so you can imitate. You're trying to imitate a woman in every way, but you act in that petty girl, that grown girl. And I wanted to say that because that's what it takes. And if you practice that, you will be better. You will become better. You will then know. And I think that needs to be seen, just told, because they don't see it often. They're around grown girls, not women.
A lot of 40, 50-year-old adolescents out there.
60, 70,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
80.
yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
How immature they are.
But they sometimes don't see it, like I say. So using this little spot just to highlight that, and I do, and how you say if it's personal, I go to them, and I just say, because again, I don't know, I can't rely on my perception, so I have to hear from. So I go with them, to them, expecting to hear and looking forward to what they got to say,
Right.
and knowing that it may not be that I ever heard, and sometimes it might be just what I thought.
Right.
And then for that, I got an explanation of that too. But I don't know until I come out of my. The hardest part is to say hello or say, "Hey, you got a minute?" When you got it, and if they say no and they want, I have to think, okay, is it true? Is it necessary? If it ain't true and necessary, I don't even. I'm good. It could be true all day. It's got to be necessary now. So, if I feel I'm gonna interact with this person and we can really go somewhere, I'll do it. So my point of the riddle is, so it was a bird. It was he was flying high in the sky, and one thing about the air, when you get up there, this brand new bird, he was like, "Look at me, I'm flying," and he get up there and he gets so high, his wings start to freeze up, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go down," but before he can get down, his and he drops, and he goes through almost like a bullet through a barn. It was a little hole in the barn, and that little bird going and landed right in a little, just beside a haystack. where there was a big cow, and the cow was getting ready to poop just where he landed, and he couldn't get up. He was trying. But the poop landed on them frozen wings. But the warm from that poop unfroze his wing. He like, hey, I can get it, but it was heavy, you know. So you see a little cat. The cat said, meow. You see him over there.
Right.
Cat licked all the poop off of him,
Right.
and ate him.
Right.
The moral of the story is, your enemy. Wait, hold on, I'm gonna mess it up. Just because they shit on you, don't mean they're your enemy.
Right.
And just because they clean shit off you, don't mean they're your friend. That's all I'm saying.
I like that one.
I saw that coming a
I
mile
like
away.
I know you're over there giggling. That's why I had to speed it up.
Right.
I'm trying to speed
Spot
it up.
on.
I'm sorry.
Be a good
I
human,
saw that
doggone it.
coming, man. It took a lot for me not to say shit.
Control yourself, John.
But that's my first time hearing it, though. That's what's
That's the
crazy.
first time I heard of it.
Right,
Well, you can think of me.
Just
have some
because,
right.
just because they shit on you, don't mean they're an enemy.
Right.
Right.
And just because they clean shit up off you, then they're your friend.
Your friends spank you up for the kill.
Wow.
That's it.
There you go. Where y'all?
Shit on you,
That's some bull.
clean off you.
Right.
Because the first person you think, oh, he shit on me, but no, what was the circumstance?
Right.
Because I done stepped in some people's shit, and the people that shit didn't even remember they shit it.
Right.
But the person that stepped in it know just where you shit it at.
Right.
Know the time, the place. Hey, I remember.
Right. I
So
stepped
thank
in
you.
it.
Right.
But hey, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed that. That was the best part of the show. The last 2 minutes.
No, this matters.
So go out there and get shitted on.
I'm not responsible. Hey, danger,
So
do not
says-
try.
So says Cindy 50. And all cats, just because he might be clean, cat,